Okay, let's go. We are here with week 2 of the Super Sluggers League. The McGee's Super Sluggers League. I don't know what to actually call it. That's okay. Pretty much started the stream a little early because I'm going to get some sharing of the stats so far at this point in the league. To start, though, want to mention the matchups we have tonight. We have McGee's Wilds versus the Spitball Mob coming in as our first matchup of the day. And then we're going into Upsets Knights and the Spade Flowers, followed up by TK Fireball and the Fruit Loop Monsters. And then to close out the day, we have Raid's Muscles versus John's Monarchs. If this is your first time watching this, pretty much what happened was me and my friends made a league of an old Wii game of Mario Super Sluggers. Pretty much we drafted teams of CPUs, and then with a mod added to the game, we make the CPUs play each other, and we're going to run through a whole season and eventually have a playoffs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. However, one of the things I want to start by talking about is our week 1 results. Okay, to start things out, let's take a look at this screen. Oh fuck, I clicked F11 on the wrong shit. I'm not an experienced streamer, so that's my excuse. Pretty much so far in the standings, we have the Flowers coming in at first due to their amazing run differential after game 1. Where they blew out the Monarchs. Maybe not blew out, but PD Piranha just wiped the floor with the Monarchs. Followed by the Monsters, Spitballs, Muscles, who all had some closer games. Monsters with the next base lead in that, where they defeated my Wilds by 4 runs. And then 2 close games to follow it up were the Spitballs beating Fireballs and the Muscles beating the Knights. This is my stat page of just tracking. It's available on the Discord if you ever want to see it. The other thing I have in here is individual character stats. There's a couple things to note. So far, there are 4 batters through the first game that have a perfect batting average. Okay? To do that, we have Bowser, the captain of the Fruit Loop Monsters, one of the probable MVP candidates. He played amazing. Not only does he have a perfect batting average, he has the best ERA of all the starting pitchers in the league following game 1. And the only person that is close is Waluigi from the Spitball Mob, who had another amazing game. Both of them lasted for more than 5 innings out of that 7-inning matchup, and did a tremendous job on that defensive end. I think in the eye test wise, the better of the 2 pitchers was none other than Bowser. And the main reason for that is his team just has less defensive prowess. He has probably one of the best outfields, but that infield is a lot less loaded than the Spitball Mob. For example, the Spitball Mob, at first base, we have Bowser Jr., an amazing infielder. Gray Guy. We know that the guys have an absurd reach to get that ball. We have Blue Magic Koopa. I don't know how he does it, but that magic suck into the ball, he did an elite job at shortstop. And one of the things we can actually look at here to make that point is Blue Magic Koopa and Gray Guy. Gray Guy fielded 4 double plays and 4 single outs, 4 ground outs. Same thing with Blue Magic Koopa, 5 ground outs. That is elite, okay? We got to see that. The outfield, not at all bad either. We have Red Paratroopa, Red Koopa Troopa, both getting 2 fly ball outs in the inning, and Dark Bones to bring in that chem. No hits came to Dark Bones, that's why he's not up there. Comparatively to the Fruit Loop Monsters, where we have that elite outfield in green Koopa Troopa and green Paratroopa combining for 9 outs. But that infield is a lot less stacked. We do have Dry Bones coming in with 2 fielded double plays, followed up by a single out as well. But that's why I'm giving the edge for the best pitcher so far through 1 week to Bowser, is because with less defensive help, he was able to accomplish so much. Anyway, back to the batting averages. The other 3 characters that were able to have a perfect batting average was Petey Piranha. No surprise there. He is going to be one of the best hitters all season long. Through that first game, he put on 2 singles and 2 home runs with 3 RBIs. That is an elite stat line, right? And it's not like he was weak on the defensive end either. He had 1 bobble that led to a hit, yes. Unfortunately, we're not tracking errors in this. We're just tracking bobbles lead to hit, because sometimes there's bobbles into a catch. Weird aspect of the game. But because of that, we're just doing bobbles lead to hit. But he still combined in that infield for 7 outs. So defensively, he was one of the best players. And offensively, he was the clear-cut best. The other 2 with a perfect batting average so far may surprise you. We have Matt Krona, Red Me, made after a friend of mine. He was the best batter on the upset Knights, who struggled a little on that offensive end, but he was perfect with 3 singles. I mean, he didn't have the same pressure and leading to RBIs that Petey Piranha had, but he was a consistent on-base threat, and that's something you love to see. And then to top it off, we have the OG Matt, the Red Me from all, like, the built-in default CPU Matt, Red Me as well, who was also perfect. He had 2 singles and a double. Once again, a consistent on-base threat. Not that power hitter that Petey Piranha was, but he was also, actually both of them were great in the outfield. We had 5 outs combined from Matt, well, OG Matt, and then down a little further, we have 4 from Krona. So overall, a great performance from both of those Miis. If you're going to pop a Mii in the lineup, that's what you want to see them do. If you're talking about a best Mii race, because there will be an award for the best Mii, that is where we sit. Okay, it's between the 2 Mats at the current point in time. Okay, so that's the stat breakdown of the best characters so far. I think one of the thing I want to mention is there was a few batters that did atrocious, one of which was Baby Mario, who had 3 double plays. He followed up Krona in that batting lineup for the upset Knights, and he practically got him out every single time. That is not what you are going to want from somebody following up an amazing batter. Some of the other ones that are pretty important to note is that the babies have been consistently bad. We have Baby Luigi, who had 2 double play outs and 2 regular outs, single outs. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Not the brightest. Not the point. There is some more, though, like we saw with that amazing pitching performance from Bowser, that McGee's Wilds got held till no tomorrow. He had 3 strikeouts into that lineup, and we see here all these 1s and 2s, they consistently were out. Like, there was so few hits for that lineup in that game. Like, we had Boomerang, bro. Somebody we predicted to be one of the better batters in this league. To be just falling short and not getting on base once. Practically, that's all I got for the stat breakdown from week 1. We are now going to head into week 2. So I'm going to quickly pull that up, and we will get our co-caster in here. Tonight for game 1, we have Raid, the GM of Raid's Muscles, to be our assistant in co-catch, our other co-caster. I'm going to pull him in now. Welcome, Raid.
Hi, good to be here. It's going to be exciting because I would like to see the the wilds really actually show up.
Yeah, hopefully they can get something done today. Hopefully they won't get as shut out as they did against Bowser. I was just talking about a little stat breakdown and how dominant Bowser was in that first matchup. How he was not only the best pitcher, but one of the best batters. So hopefully we see something a little better from them today.
This is going to be a completely different game though, because if you look on both teams, like there's nobody on Mob's side that is dominant in the sense of like pitching or batting to the nth degree. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to have that like you had last game against Bowser.
Yeah, I mean, he's going up. This Wilds roster is going up against the second best ERA of all the pitchers so far in Waluigi. But I was saying that I think he has a lot more defensive pressure. Like, that infield of his is superb, with a Magic Koopa as shortstop, a Gray Guy at second base, and then still Bowser and Diddy Kong to top off those corner bases. I feel like he gets a little bit more help, which may be less of a factor in this game comparatively to against the Fireballs, as this Wilds team has a few more power hitters. So maybe we will see that come into play. That outfield, though, from his is still pretty elite with Red Paratroopa, Red Koopa Troopa, and Red Bones, or I like to call him Dark Bones. I don't know why his color chemistry is red, but that's not the point. Yeah, one of the things we also get to see in this matchup is a battle between great chemistry in that, like, in this Spitball roster, comparatively to the Wilds, who have a severe lack of chemistry.
It's really the question of, do you pick stats or do you pick chemistry? And you went on with the strategy of picking really good stats with the double critter and just trying to lock down positionally. But we'll see if the chemistry really comes alive for Mob's side, because that really could be a difference maker, particularly in the outfield.
Yeah, and one of the things that is also very important is it's not just a lack of good chemistry. There is an increase in bad chemistry. So bad chemistry has that function of more likely to throw the ball away and not to their intended target. And one of the few sets of characters that have bad chemistry with each other are the Kongs and the Critters. We didn't see any errors in that first week, and I think majority of that comes from the fact that those runs from the monsters came more so off of home runs, and there were less balls put into play. But maybe we'll see that more with a less power hitting lineup in the Spitball roster.
Whereabouts do you have the Kongs playing?
So I believe Donkey Kong will be in the starting pitcher slot. I think that makes obvious sense.
Yep.
But then Funky Kong is at home. Dixie Kong is center field. Tiny Kong is left field. Now, it shouldn't be that much of an issue, from what I understand, until the later stages of the game when Donkey Kong gets switched out, because then the Critters will be more likely to throw a ball to one of the Kongs. But until then, it shouldn't be an issue, and we'll see if it does come into play. It depends how long Donkey Kong can last in that starting pitcher slot. We have reached 7 o'clock, though, so I'm going to start up this first game, and we will get right into the action. Today's game is being played at Wario City in the nighttime. This is one of the maps we didn't get to see in week 1, I believe. So
yeah, does Wario City have obstacles, Gate?
Yeah, so one of the few, it only has one to my knowledge, which is the water pipes that pop up in the outfield. We haven't seen them come into play in any of our exhibition games so far. And to start out the game, we have Tiny Kong getting on with a great single, a nice pop to the outfield. That's already a better sign.
Yeah, really basic, like a basic hit, nothing special, but it's enough. And now you have one on base with Boomerang Bro up. And can Boomerang Bro put it down? He can. That will be 2 on base right away. Not the start you want to see from Waluigi.
Yeah. I popped up a Discord stream, so you have a little less delay hopefully that is of some benefit.
Doing my best with this
Yeah,
stream.
no. So that's should make things a little better. And Funky Kong absolutely crushes one, but Red Paratroopa with an amazing grab. No double play potential as that ball takes so long to get back into the infield. But that one was almost a 3-run shot. That is the very height of that buddy jump.
Yeah, the outfield chemistry coming alive for Mob when it mattered most.
Yeah, and we're following that up with an even better power hitter in Donkey Kong. Will we be able to see a similarly crushed ball, but maybe all the way? That's something to look for, and that ball is absolutely crushed. Will there be a buddy jump in time? Will that even be staying fair? Yes, it will. That is a 3-run shot for Donkey Kong to start out this game. First inning, and we already have 3 runs on the board.
Yep, 2 got on base, and then DK comes up and says, I'm going to clear the bases, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is the offense that I was expecting to see last week, finally coming alive here in week 2.
Yeah, I mean, Donkey Kong really did not have the showing that you would expect of a player of his caliber last week. So it's great to see him get something done this week. Following that up, we have Brown Critter with a nice pop out, and Shy Guy makes an easy grab.
Yeah, Waluigi's special seems to really cause the pop-ups, but that ball is down, and Blue Critter will make it to first base.
That he will. There is 2 outs on the board, though, so less likelihood if they can try and get something going here, but we know Hammer Bro has the potential to hit that ball out of the park. Will we be able to see him find a 2-run shot? That is a great hit. Will it get all the way? Probably not. It looks like this will be caught with the buddy jump, and yes, it will. Red Koopa Troopa comes down with that one.
Yeah.
Still overall,
Bro looked at the first pitch, but then swung at the second. But again, the chemistry in the outfield comes alive and keeps you guys to only 3. The Wilds had a good start, but the homers are getting blocked.
Yeah, and one of the things that is great to see overall, I think just for the game, is actually seeing some runs get on the board. In that Monsters Wilds game last week, we only saw 1 come out of the Wilds, which we expected to be one of the more powerful offensive lineups. So it's great to see them actually get something here. Great diving grab from Blue Critter, and that'll lead to a double play to already get this Spitball lineup to 2 outs. We do have Dark Bones to try and get something going.
Double Critter outfield really came alive. Infield, sorry.
Dark Bones will get down. He will find his way to first. And we see that first throwing error already in the game. That Dixie Kong ball did not go to second. Brown Critter was able to get there in time to make the grab and not have it lead to an error where the runners advance. But that's something that is potentially going to be a thorn in the side of this Wilds roster. That star pitch from Donkey Kong, though, makes that ball roll right into his glove, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. The Spitballs are yet to get anything going on the offensive end.
Yeah, barely. Like that. What was it? 2 hits, but
yeah,
nothing.
I mean, 2 hits is not bad. It's just that they both led to double play balls. We only saw 1 double play because, I mean, there's only 3 outs in an inning. But still, there is some contact getting through, and especially if you're able to get Donkey Kong out of the game, that'll be great for the Spitball roster. We do see a nice diving grab
did get a
from
quick first out, and now it's on Dixie to try to get something in play. She will. Wow, that's a weird bounce.
Okay, I forgot about that one when I was talking about the obstacles in this stadium, is that arrows will pop up on the ground that will redirect the ball. We see that just into the deeper section of the outfield, so that's what we just saw there. And that star pitch from Wario, but it will still get over top and into the outfield. A buddy throw here coming out, but the throw to home is going to be late, and there's a 4th run on the board. A huge RBI single from Tiny Kong and Dixie Kong all the way home. Once again, great work from the outfield.
Tried to throw home, but just a little late.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you want to see from the outfield.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
this
already
is
a defensive swap. Waluigi out within, what is this, inning and a little bit?
Yeah, that's 1.1. We are 4 outs into the game, and we are already seeing Waluigi swap out. In comparison to last week, where we had Waluigi play for 16 outs, for 5 and a bit innings. However, this ball will pop up. The boo makes it go down, though, and that ball's going to stay fair. Now we have the bases loaded for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, could Waluigi have been overworked last week and had some fatigue going into this game? That is very much a possibility.
Very possible. The other thing we get to see here is a great batting matchup between the Kongs. Holy Jesus, that ball is crushed in Donkey Kong with the first grand slam of the season. That looked like it was going to be a line drive, but it made it all the way out of the park, and we have a quick 8-0 lead in the second inning of the game.
That was just like the most perfect home run. No chance for a buddy jump, no chance for a grab. Over the seats, and this game's blown wide open. DK making up for his lack of hits last week.
Yeah, I mean, and Diddy Kong is also tired. Wow. This is not what I expected coming into this game. I expected a great defensive hold from this Spitball roster. We saw it last week against the Fireballs. And they will find something there. That is a long double play. Yeah, that is a great double play for this Spitball roster, but you still gave up 5 in the inning, and this game is getting out of hand quickly.
Not to mention that they're already down 2 pitchers. Like, I expect that that we will be on to a third pitcher within like the first out of the next inning.
It wouldn't be absurd to see. I mean, we are seeing that this Wilds roster is probably coming off some frustration after losing that game in the first week. But still, they find that first out, but Diddy Kong does advance to third after that clean double. And now they have a great RBI chance here. Magic Koopa up to bat if he can get one into play or even deep into the outfield. Will this last long enough? Diddy Kong will start to run, but this ball's going home. It's going to be a close play, and the Spitballs will get that ball home, and that will be their first run of the game. They are back on the board. It's great to see that this game is not just being given up on early. It's clear that this Spitball roster has every intention of trying to keep this game close and get themselves back into it.
Was that the first close call of the total, like including both weeks?
I believe it was, actually. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that it was. This ball's going to be popped up by Hammer Bro. And
do close calls favor the batting or the runner or the pitcher?
For the CPUs, they will always go to the offensive side, to my knowledge. I have not seen one win by the defense yet. There is a chance I'm wrong, and it's just very unlikely. But I have only ever seen one go to the offense. We do see a quick follow-up. The I don't know will get on base, and that gives Dixie Kong an opportunity to push this a little further. But another thing you mentioned...
Stares at the first pitch and a ball comes through.
Another thing
stares at the second. That's 2 balls in a row.
Is that Bowser Jr. is in to pitch. You said 1 out into this next inning, and we would see a third pitcher, and we are already there. That prediction was spot on. Despite being blind, Dixie Kong. Wow. It's clear this Wilds roster is trying to make up for a lack of performance last week. And as the general manager of this team, I love to see it personally. But I think more so than that, I think as a whole, fans of this league are going to be happy to see some more offense. I think we were a little short of offense in the last week. I think we would have loved to see a little more in that first week.
There was only 1 8-run game last week, and we already have 8 runs, and it's 3 innings into this week.
Yeah, and a lot of that came from one individual player. Like, it was Petey Piranha did so much work in that game. And I know Donkey Kong has 7 RBI this game. Okay, it's not like I'm trying to say that it's not one player, but The bases are getting set up for him. And, I mean, that's the job of a cleanup. This ball is crushed, though. Bowser Jr., it's going to go all the way, and that's a 2-run shot. We are suddenly back into a legitimate ball game here. The score is still a little large of a gap at 8-3. But this offense from the Spitballs is starting to heat up and starting to get stuff done.
Yeah, I want to watch if this tires out Donkey Kong here pretty soon, but he seems to be going strong so far.
It wouldn't be crazy. I mean, he does have good stamina to my knowledge, but still, they're getting hits on base, and that's going to tire out a pitcher way more than if he's finding those outs. This ball is going to get into the outfield too, despite that earlier out, and Dark Bones is on first with Waluigi up to bat. One of the things I've mentioned in the prior week about Waluigi is that he is one of the best slap hitters in the game. Right? He is an amazing slap hitter, but not the greatest charged hitter. And despite that, he finds his way on base with the charge hit. And Dark Bones was thinking about going home, but bailed on it a little early. And that does give an opportunity to prevent a run, but it's not going to matter as he gets home off of a great RBI single from Diddy Kong, and this game is 8-4.
The inning's blown wide open. There's 2 on base.
Yeah, runners on the corner.
And if the next run's a home run, we're back within 1.
And
so
Donkey
this
Kong
is a
is tired.
scary situation.
We will see a start pitch. If the swing comes through, and a swing will come through, that's going to be a double play ball, and that ends the inning. You got to let that one go if you're Red Paratroop. You just got to take the strike and wait, because that's not the pitch to swing at. We know how that Donkey Kong start pitch makes hitters play, and you got to let it go.
Yeah, that's a pitch you just got to look at, but it's tempting to swing.
Boomerang Bro crushes one as well, and this ball is gone. That's another solo shot, and we are at 9.
The water feature stopped the buddy jump. I don't think it would have mattered, but that was a really funny sequence. Yeah, I think it would have
been a little late, but you do see that these obstacles are having a major effect on the ball game so far. We've seen them go into the outfield, hit that arrow, and then suddenly the ball is nowhere near the outfielders. And another ball is crushed. This one looks like it could be caught with the buddy jump, and it will be. Red Paratroopa gets that ball into his glove, but Jesus, that's close.
Yeah, the buddy jump. That's the 3rd successful buddy jump on these possible home run balls.
We also now have Mob Moses, the general manager of the Spitballs, here in the chat. All he said was bruh. And I just find that funny. I'd also like to
Not
point
the
out,
start he wanted to see, I get it, but man.
Yeah, real quick, also want to say thank you TDK, or TK, the general manager of the Fireballs, for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. And we see another single coming out from Brown Critter, which advances Donkey Kong all the way to 3rd. Blue Critter with a great RBI chance. If he can avoid a double play here, that would be huge for the Wilds.
Yeah, can Britter get this ball in play? Blitter with the hit.
And it will come down, but Donkey Kong didn't run. So now we have the bases loaded for Hammer Bro, one of the other power hitters of this lineup. And he is going to crush that ball. Is that another grand slam? I don't think so. I think the outfield is getting there in time. And yes, they will. Donkey Kong will start running for home, though, so it will be a sac fly for at least 1 run. And we are up to 10-4 on the inning. But a great save. A great save.
Yeah, a very long sac fly because of that buddy jump, but it's still a 10-4 game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you need the outfield to do there, because if they let that one go, this game is once again right back to where we had it. We're up to 13-4 instead, which is such a wide margin to try and come back to.
This is officially the highest scoring game we've had so far.
Yes, it is.
And we're only 4 out of 7.
Yeah, and not even through the bottom of the 4th. We are now going to see Donkey Kong swap out. I don't know comes into pitch. This is not what was expected. Oh my goodness. That puts Donkey Kong in the outfield.
Why did the get put into pitch?
That's one of the other things I've noted last week as well, is that this Wilds roster does not have a legitimate second pitcher. When Donkey Kong goes out, their next pitcher has been through exhibition games in week 1. We have seen Funky Kong, Brown Critter, Blue Critter, Boomerang Bro, and now we've also seen I Don't Know. They have no legitimate second pitcher. Now, a little insider knowledge here is that these two teams were, well, the Wilds were trying to spring a deal with the Spitballs to get Diddy Kong, and there is yet to become an agreement on that, but that would solve that second pitcher issue. So I know that that's what the Wilds are going to try and do, but they are also, as the person making that choice, I am very unwilling to give up a piece to do that.
That was a very, very good play. That disappearing ball was all that was needed. And
yeah.
A rare miss from Britter.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the time you want to see a bobble. It will lead to an RBI for Red Koopa Troopa, but the bases are still loaded, and Dark Bones is up to bat. And that ball is absolutely crushed. That might be a home run ball. Can the buddy jump get there in time? No, it cannot. That's a second grand slam of the day. Oh, my Lord, Dark Bones.
You can't count out either of these teams. This has been the most ridiculous game I have seen yet. And your me is tired within, what, half an inning?
Yeah, it's been like 4 batters, and Waluigi is still up to the plate, and he's going to find another run down. This score is now 10-9, and it's suddenly a close game again. Diddy Kong up to the plate. Will he be able to find a hit off of I Don't Know here? Yes, he will. In fact, that's deep to the outfield, but it's not going to get all the way, and that should be a fairly simple catch for Dixie Kong. No double play potential, as Waluigi does not run. Red Paratroopa up to the plate, trying to find a way to drive in another run before this inning comes to an end. 2 runners on, and it's very possible.
What a weak batter.
Yeah. However, Blue Critter does find a way to close this inning out, but that is horrible to see if you're a Wilds fan. And now the game is
do these infielders ever apply a tag? Because Blue Critter was right beside the runner.
It is possible. I have only seen it, I think we saw it once through week 1, and it did not look intentional. So it just looked like it happened. So
because you'd think the play there would be the tag, not the throw to first. I know it didn't really matter either way, but I'm surprised they went the other direction.
Yeah, I mean, an out's an out at the end of the day. Now we see 2 runners on again for the Wilds, and Bowser Jr. is tired. Neither team, after Bowser Jr. swaps out, neither team has a true pitcher to come in. I guess Blue Magic Koopa will probably come in for the... So Blue Magic Koopa probably has an inning in him. But after that, the Spitballs are out of pitchers. And Boomerang Bro looks to crush another one. There's no buddy jump in time, and that ball is gone. That's a 3-run shot. We are back to 13-9. Oh, my Lord.
I recall you saying last inning that if the runs were 13, it would look out of reach. But now it's 13, and it still feels fully within reach.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was 13-4. We're back to 13-9. This is an absolute slugfest.
What a barn burner of a game.
Yeah. I mean, Funky Kong up to the plate. We know he can crush a ball. I don't think he's gotten one great yet, but he's hit and been saved by a buddy jump a few times, and this might require another one. Will the buddy jump get there in time? No, it will not. That is a solo shot for Funky Kong, and now it's 14-9. I am amazed. I am like out of words. Because what do you say when there's been this many home runs in a game?
I say that this is going to completely screw up the stats. going into week 3.
There's going to be new favorites for the hitting prowess going into the next week. Donkey Kong will not find another one, though. He had been perfect so far this game. And Brown Critter is going to crush one, too, but it looks like the Buddy Jump's going to get there in time. I think it will, unless it's too high. Yes, it will. Red Koopa Troopa comes down with it. I am amazed. I'm so happy that we get a slugfest like this. Because this
is what I was hoping
something...
was going to happen last week between you and the Monsters, because I thought that was how that game was going to go, but
yeah,
it's very interesting to see this game going that way. 9 runs out of a team with very few hitters as well, at least in my opinion, with I forget what the team name is, but the Mob's team.
Spitballs, yeah. And
Spitballs, thank you.
The blue critter is going to crush another one here. It is saved by another Buddy Jump. But we are getting so many deep shots this game. It's mind-blowing. It really is.
14-9. There's a 5-run difference, but we're already up to 23 runs in the game, and we're not even into the last inning or even close.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's still up to the plate. Blue critter with the bobble, but it's going to bounce straight to Tiny Kong, and that will find the out. Oh,
the
my
zero
Lord.
chemistry save.
Yeah. Wow. Jack Black going to try and get one on here. You got to think I don't know is running out of steam. She's shown that she's exhausted twice. Will find 2 strikes here. There could be a strikeout incoming. It will not happen, though, as Blackjack finds one into the outfield, but it will be caught by Dixie Kong, and that's 2 outs on the inning. And now we finally see, I don't know, leave the plate. That puts in Blue Critter, and this is really messing up the defense for the Wilds. I want to throw that out there. I was going to say, I don't know, as a second baseman is horrid, but apparently not, as she claims a ball right there. But comparatively to Blue Critter, she does not have the diving potential to make as much happen. So it wouldn't be surprising to see some extra balls get through on this offensive side for the Spitballs. But in the meantime, we are back to another inning for the Wilds. Will Hammerbro be able to find something here? He will absolutely crush another ball. This looks like it can be saved by a Buddy Jump. Is it too high? Yes or no? No, it is not out of the park. So yes, it is too high. No, wait, my brain is failing. No, it's not too high. That's another save for Red Koopa Troopa. You gotta think that this guy is gonna be the best outfielder we get to see all season. Like, he has been amazing through 2.
Does he have some of the better outfield stats?
He is one of the fastest characters in the game, which makes him amazing for getting to these Buddy Jumps in time. And we will see another quick out here, as I don't know is unable to get on the plate. Dixie Kong up to the plate now. And she will hit another run right to Bowser Jr.'s chest, and that is the inning. Just like that, Blue Magic Koopa is doing a great job to try and keep this damage to a minimum. But we're going to have to see 5 more runs, and I wouldn't be amazed if we see that this game. Red Koopa Troopa starts out strong.
23 runs through 4.5, but these last 2 innings have been scoreless. We'll see if that'll change.
Yeah. Dark Bones up to the plate with Red Koopa on. A start pitch coming out from Blue Critter, and that'll find its way through. He will get another one, though, and that's crushed to the outfield. Donkey Kong being out there is too slow to get anything done, and he throws that ball so fast. If that run to third came through from Koopa, it would have been out, but you saw him turn around quickly and secure his spot on second base.
Yeah, DK in the outfield is not looking too hot.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not ideal, but we also get to see a very powerful arm throwing to the infield and to home, which could be majorly impactful. But less so than I think just having, I don't know, out there. I think that's just better. We will see a potential triple play here. No, it is not. Waluigi gets back to base in time, but a double play, and that takes away a lot of scoring potential here. Red Koopa Troopa still on, and the bobble comes out. The ball will land fair, and another run comes in for the Spitballs.
Spitballs back within 4.
I'm amazed how many bobbles we've seen
outs,
in this game.
that's tough.
The Critters have bobbled the ball 3 times between the two of them so far. That's wild to me, as they're elite infielders, in my opinion.
They are elite infielders, but even the most elite make mistakes.
Yeah, it's just surprising how much we're seeing of it. Donkey Kong will get there in time. That big body doesn't have to get right under the ball. He will get that snag, but another run on the board, and the Spitballs are back to within 4. We're going to have to see an amazing bottom of the 7th for them, though, to get themselves back into a winning scenario. And with the top of the order coming out for the Wilds here, will more runs be tacked on? Great start for Tiny Kong as she gets on to first.
Yeah, if they're going to have any chance, they need to shut down this Wilds offense here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah. Will Boomerang Bro be able to find his way onto base or crush another one? He's going to charge and hit one, but that might be a double play. No, it will not, as that powerful hit from Boomerang Bro pushes Diddy Kong back, but he still made the snag, and now we're at 1 out. Funky Kong up to the plate. He's going to hit one into the outfield, and that will advance the runners.
Yeah, 2 down here. But to DK with 2 on, this is a golden opportunity.
And that charge comes out. Ball goes a little bit inside, and he's not going to swing. So once again, going to charge, and he's going to crush one, but it's going to be a double play ball. And that is the inning. This game is a 4-run game. If we get 4 runs from the Spitballs, this game is tied up.
Yeah, and with the perfect top of the 7th, this is the best opportunity they've got. It's not easy. There's a lot of runs to be scored, but they just need to start with 1. Claw back 1 run at a time here.
Yeah, and that's not the way to do it. Brown Critter's going to easily catch that ball. Jack Black, though, up to the plate, and then we're back to the top of the order. If he can get on here, we have the scariest part of the Spitballs lineup up at the plate. And he will not do that! What a grab from Brown Critter! Oh, my lord!
Brown Critter might have just won the game.
What do you mean I really fucked your batting order, Mob? Hello? I'm sorry, Mob's in the chat, and I've been reading what he's saying and mostly ignoring it. You said I fucked up your batting order? This is the same batting order you had in week 1. You did not ask for any changes. Fuck right off. And that's going to not be the ball game. That ball lands. Bowser Jr. with the star hit. Oh, my lord. That keeps this game in position. Red Koopa Troopa will not find his way on, and that is the ball game, folks. Wow.
14-10. What a game.
Yeah, just wow. I mean, I'm sitting here amazed. That was an amazing ball game. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, very fun to watch, even with the whining in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame a guy. That is a ball game that you're going to be intensely into, especially when you're the manager of one of those two teams. I mean, you got to think that might be one of the best battles we have all season, and we're only 2 weeks in. Hopefully we get to see others like that, as that is amazing.
Super entertaining. Who's the stars of the match?
Yeah, that is a great question. I would not be surprised if it is none other than Donkey Kong. I mean, there's no real surprise there. Okay, Donkey Kong
and Hammer Bro
7 RBI. 7.
Hammer Bro with 120.
Yeah, I know. It's not like the other team did that here. Let's take a look at this Spitball lineup. We have Dark Bones with 140, Koopa Troopa with 110, 70 from fielding. That's how much of an impact he had. And 100 from Bowser Jr. I mean, the one thing I'm going to be curious about when I go and plug in these statistics later is how this affects the ERA of Waluigi. He's going to go from the second lowest ERA to probably one of the highest. And that is going to be an entertaining jump to look at. But still a great game from the Spitballs. As much as I am the biggest Wilds fan there is, that was an amazing ball game from them. To get themselves back into that after going down 8-0 in the second. What do you mean, look at the batting order? This is the same batting order you had last week. Look back at the fucking VOD and tell me it's not the same order. I'm not allowing this slander. Either way, not important. This was a great ball game.
Yeah, great ball game overall. You can nickel and dime and try to blame others, but honestly, it was just a slugfest.
Also, I'd like to point out one more important piece of information. Is that technically Mob never said a batting order. I asked him, and he said, you're just going to do it based off chemistry, and that it was fine for me to go ahead and do it. Had no complaints after week 1. No complaints leading into week 1. And following that same order, I mean, now we have complaints.
You can't tell the commissioner to set the batting order based on chemistry for you, then bitch about it.
I have
and
no
then
issue
bitch
with that.
about the order.
Also, I want to throw out there, Mob. This was your best batting game so far this season. I mean, that's something to note. Well, I mean, look, if you'd like to adjust it for the future weeks, feel free. I will gladly pull up the game at any point to give you that opportunity. But for the meantime, we have more games tonight. Okay. So we are going Adam Silver type beat. Yeah, quick thing as well, quickly. Thank you, V Spirals. I don't know who on my Frisbee team you are, but I appreciate it. Welcome. And as I said, let's go Troopa. Thank you, Tim, for the sub again. And also, thank you, Aiden, for coming on to CoCast.
No worries. I will stay tuned and keep an eye on these other matches.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that yours and the remaining ones today are great games.
I hope for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Okay, we will be getting another co-caster in here in a second. I am quickly just adjusting the score on this sheet, and then we're going to take a quick 30-second, maybe a minute break, and then I will be pulling in my co-caster, and we'll be getting ready for game 2. Welcome, John, our next co-caster of the day. I'm sorry, TDK, I don't think I can ban McGee to God.
That's unfortunate.
Really tough one there. What did you think of game 1?
Joe, that was an entertaining game from start to finish. I thought it was wraps after the first inning. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't believe in Waluigi's team to have that comeback in them. But honestly, they made it a very good and entertaining ball game. But before this game started, we talked about how defense would be an important factor in the game, and it turns out it was not. It
Yeah.
was just who could swing for the fences. And
But
honestly, you gotta have those games in these series because last week we watched a lot of good defensive performances from each team. I think that this week it's very good that we see a game where it's just a slugfest. It's good for the sport. It's what we like to see.
yeah, I mean, it's something that I wanted to see last week and was sad that we didn't get to see. So I am very glad that we got to see that as a starter to this week.
Yeah, it's a great game to start out today's set of games. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more. I really couldn't. So
Yeah, as the general manager of the Wilds, like coming off your performance last week against Bowser's Monsters, you had something to prove, and honestly, I think today you went out and you proved it.
yeah, I mean, look, I would be lying if I said I didn't have a stern talking to with the lineup. Okay, we went back to the dressing room after the game, and we didn't leave for a couple hours. Okay, we were sitting there and we were discussing things, and I don't think anyone was happy with how that game went. So
Yeah, it looks like it paid off today.
yeah, I mean, it's
Paid
great
off
to
pretty
see
well.
that the adjustment was made. So yeah,
Now we have Daisy's Flowers and Luigi's Knights. I mean, last week Daisy's Flowers had a great showing. I think they can handle it again this week. I think they can definitely take the win, but you never know in this league. We thought that DK Wilds last week would have beat Bowser's Monsters, and they didn't. So you never know. You can't count out the Luigi Knights at all.
yeah. I mean, look, as much as we say we can't count anyone out. Through week one, this was our best team. The Spades Flowers. They were the best, and I don't think it's arguable that they weren't.
No,
right?
I think they were unanimously the best team.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this still turns into another great matchup, but one of the things we all know that we are going to see this week, and I'm confident in saying that we're going to see this, is we're going to see another performance from PD Piranha. Okay.
I think he's our one to watch for today. I think of all the games, I think he's the player you have to have the cameras on. All the attention should go to him, and rightfully so. He had an excellent outing last week, and I expect more of the same from him consistently throughout the season.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone expects anything less from greatness when we see this guy pull up to play. I mean, you see him go to the ballpark and get his daily swings in, and it's amazing to watch. It really
He strikes fear into the pitchers.
Yeah,
He does.
he really does.
And if I'm a pitcher and I see PD Piranha, I'm nervous out there, because he can punish you for the slightest mistakes.
And
So-
honestly, it is not just his offense. He was one of, if not the best shortstops in the league as of last week. So hopefully we get to see that
He can
again.
do it on both ends, and that's what you like to see.
Yeah, exactly. We
20 years in the league is crazy.
Hey, I mean, look, we're experienced group here. We have a lot of casting experience, right? I mean, I think
been
that's
around the
fair to
block.
say. Yeah. And I don't think there's any downside to him having a ton of experience. That's.
He's calling me ancient again. That is what Timothy is trying to say here.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you're saying get on with it here. I know I see the chat's interested in us getting started with the game. The lineups do take a second to set. Okay, I cannot preset them. Okay, you gotta remember this game is originating from 2005. Okay, this one's fairly old here, guys. So just a little bit longer, and we will be getting right into it. Another thing that we get to see today is, in this matchup in particular, is one of, if not one of the two best performing Miis from week one in Krona, or Matt. Okay, he's one of our two Matts in the league. I still think it's funny we have two.
And they're both performing.
Yeah, they are both the best two Miis so far, which is incredible to note. So. Oh, 8. Okay, you know what, man? I didn't remember what year it was. Okay, I don't think it was that relevant. Okay. One of the things that I will say is we did... So, with the mod that allows us to make the CPUs play each other, is I am supposed to hold a button on the Wii Remote while I click start on the game. One of the things I noted last week is when I did that going into our second matchups, the game would put us back to first player. So we're going to try something new this week, guys. Okay, we're not going to click minus in game 2 and see if it's a toggle setting, as I don't really get to know how the mod works. We may have to reset the lineups. Let's hope for the best here as we begin game number 2 of the second week
of Mario Super Sluggers.
Please, 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 please. No, I'm gonna cry, man. I'm gonna fucking
one of
cry.
The unfortunate ones.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Why does it do this to me, man? It's not a toggle, it's not a hold, it's fucking, I'm dying out here.
It's never what you want.
Yeah, well, now we get to wait for another couple of minutes. Hey, it's a perfect opportunity for people to get some popcorn, put that in the microwave for a couple minutes, you know, get yourself some rum and coke, some beer, maybe run over to a fucking Lickbo or something, okay?
Speaking of beer, I'd like to thank Michelob Ultra for sponsoring this week's version of Mario Super Sluggers. The refreshing taste of Michelob Ultra.
Oh. I'm just... I don't even know what I'm supposed to say to that.
See, this would be a great time to run an ad with Michelob Ultra.
Yeah. Do we? Yo, can we like? Should I be setting up like auto ad times for in between the games? Okay.
Ultra is it? Whoa! We can't be having that.
I'm kidding.
Banquet. You drink Banquet, Logan. Whoa! We will not tolerate Ultra slander here.
Okay, don't worry, guys. We are getting it done right now. Okay, it is happening. We will be into the game shortly. Do not worry.
No further questions required. Dos Equis.
Don't worry, we only have to reset the entire lineups. Okay, it's not that long. That's a promise. Okay. Besides, we just gotta do batting orders now. That's how fast we're flying through this, guys.
Okay. We fly through this, you know?
You. That's crazy, Rick. And then we're almost done. I swear to God. Okay, I wouldn't be lying. I would say I wouldn't be lying on God's name, but frankly, I would.
You know, sometimes you just gotta use them to benefit yourself, you know?
No, exactly. I couldn't agree more.
Bro's capping.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, I don't need to hear it. Oh, wait, I have this thing up so you can literally see what I'm doing. We held it down. Okay, we did click the button this time. We didn't trust the toggle. Let's see. We have the Knights and the Flowers, a battle of lovers. Luigi and Daisy.
You know, I think the game after the game, you know, whoever wins will have to hold that over their significant other.
Nah. I'm actually getting fucking trolled right now, dude.
Oh my god, you are getting trolled.
I don't understand, man. Yo, guys. I'd like to apologize. I'd like to apologize. Okay. Clearly we've run into some technical issues. Okay, I don't understand why this wasn't working.
We will be back very
Hey,
shortly.
Moses Mob. Okay, not Mob Moses. You get Moses Mob treatment. Okay, let's relax. Yeah, you're gonna kill yourself because you lost in-game. So that in-game works two ways.
If I lost 14 to 10, you know? It's pretty important. Distinction. Allowing 14 runs is kind of criminal, I can't lie.
Something about Luigi's Mansion, man, it's cursing me. Okay, that wasn't funny, I'm sorry.
Mob, you allowed 14 runs. I don't think my team will allow 14
John, be
runs.
careful, dog. Be careful.
Look, I'm just saying. I don't think
you're
I'm
being
allowing
awfully
14.
confident right now.
Hey,
okay?
I don't think my team is gonna allow 14. You know, if my team allows 14, you know, teach their own. Mob can talk. But I don't think we're allowing 14.
I'm
not
gonna laugh
gonna lie.
so hard when you give up more than 14 runs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh so hard. I'd like this moment to be remembered by everyone.
Yeah, someone could clip this. Someone could clip this for future reference, just in case.
Don't worry, I'll remember. Okay, it'll be in my head. When Mob's team gives up, not Mob's. When John's team gives up 15 runs, we will be coming back to this moment. As the moment that bit him in the ass. So.
Yep. But until then, until I allow 14, you know.
Yeah, for the time being though, he's okay. Okay, he's allowed to talk about whatever he wants to talk about. We are in our third time setting lineups now, guys. That's just how crazy we are. It's starting to remember the lineups. Okay, I'm telling you, man, the lineups are becoming faster and faster for me to adjust, and I don't know why that is. I'm not complaining, but it is a little odd. However, it will not remember the batting order for the fucking life of this game.
Which is unfortunate, but...
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? I always mix up whether it's Daisy into DK or DK into Daisy. This upset lineup is one of the funniest in the game, in my opinion.
You know, it's one of the lineups of all time.
We have the baby roster, as I like to call it. I mean, he was just stacking up on the babies, and I think that's a crazy statement now that I said that out loud. Okay, take 3, gentlemen. Take 3. We are here for the third attempt at this Knights vs. Flowers roster game. Will we get to see an actual CPU battle? Yes, we will. Oh my lord, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Fire Bro
Christmas miracle.
Getting the first bat of this game. Starting out with 3 pitches already, and Fire Bro will crush one into deep right field. That will
right
get
over
down.
the head of Toad.
Yeah.
You know, maybe his height does hinder him there.
It's one of those things that I mentioned in the last game. We had that one moment where a ball came a little bit wide of Donkey Kong, but he was able to get there just because of his big frame. But now we see the upside of a bigger guy comparatively to a faster guy. I mean, I don't think Donkey Kong would have been able to get there with how slow he is. But it is something to
Let's
note.
see what Wiggler can do here.
Yeah, with 2 runners on, we know that
And scoring
Wiggler
position.
has the potential to get something done here, but it will hit to Baby Mario. So we will be going to PD Piranha with an opportunity to get a great lead for this Flowers roster against the Knights.
If there's one person you want in this position, it's PD Piranha.
Yeah, for real. And one of the things I also want to note is Luigi. Well, actually, let's take a hold on that as that ball gets through.
Oh, wow.
And 2 runs. No, 1 run is going to score.
one
Why
run.
did Daisy
One
went back?
run. She hesitated. She went and then came back. That
Yeah.
could be something that could haunt them later.
Yeah,
The
but
hesitation.
they do get that 1 run in and a huge RBI coming in from PD Piranha to get them on the board in this first inning. And there's still only 1 out, which means Green Toad has the potential to get something done here, and that ball is crushed.
Oh,
that
my.
might just be a home run. No, it is
Oh.
not. But it is a sac fly as the shell comes in, and Daisy will find her way to home. It is a 2-run ball
Some
game,
other
folks.
parks that would have been out. Like
Yeah.
over the fence, which is unfortunate. If you're a Toad, you keep doing what you're doing. Honestly, you don't let that sack fly bother you.
Yeah, I mean, another thing I actually don't think we've mentioned yet is there is another aspect to this season that we haven't talked about. It's a stadium ban. We do a stadium ban prior to every game where the 2 managers go back and forth banning stadiums till they it results in 1 remaining stadium, and we will see that come into play more and more across the season.
That's the inning, boys.
Yeah.
2-0 so far for the Daisy Flowers. You mean not a bad inning by any means.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, off to a start that I wouldn't call bad by any means. You hope that maybe that front of the order can get a little more sometimes.
And of course, here comes the dreaded star pitch from Peach. That star pitch is known to tangle up a lot of people.
Great grab
And
from Fire
wow,
Bro.
great grab.
A wonderful grab. Yeah,
Let's see
that
what
was
Baby
amazing.
DK can do here.
He will get one just past PD Piranha, and the ghost will come out, and that ball's going. Maybe Baby DK can even push this to a triple, but I doubt he will. He will stay at second. That is a huge double for Baby DK. And now we have an RBI chance for Denise.
Let's see what Denise can do in this position. So, looking very disciplined so far at the plate.
One of these things that I also want to note, as that ball gets through and Baby DK's going home, no, he is not. He changes his mind. Great decision making from him. Great decision making.
I think it's a little hit was a little too shallow for him to make it there. But that
Yeah.
being said,
Both
not
of
a
these
bad-
pitchers are control pitchers, right? They play the edges of the zone wonderfully, and a star pitch comes out here, and no, Luigi swings. That ball's going to come down right into Firebro's arms, and that puts us at 2 runs, and suddenly a run being scored here is way less likely. Toadsworth up to the plate. That's what I mean by a control pitcher, though, is it's not fast, it's not powerful, okay?
Oh, and Toadsworth hits it. Oh, but it's caught by Toad.
Wonderful
Great
grab.
job. Great grab. Great way to keep the inning shut out,
But we see that the Knights are getting some hitters on to base. They are getting their opportunities to get the runs equal up here, and it just was unable to happen. But it's not by
Great
any means a
single.
bad inning for them.
Great single to start the inning.
Yeah, Green Magic
Let's see
Koopa
if
gets
we can-
on. And Yellow Madge is going to chuck one foul. That would have been amazing if it was able to stay fair. These are the weakest 2 batters in this lineup, though. And
if
as
you
I
get them
say
on
that,
base-
wow, Yellow Madge. Will the POW come in time? No, it will not. Green Madge did not wait at first, so he has to run all the way back, and he will not be able to advance to second.
That's unfortunate. They don't get to capitalize off that deep fly ball.
Yeah, I think this is one of the further stadiums. I might do a quick check on that. But this is one of the larger stadiums, to my knowledge. At least in Central Field, where it is 351, with the only longer field being Peach's Ice Garden. But it is pretty average along the outsides of the ballparks on those 2 corners. So if we're going to see home runs, it's much more likely to come to the corner of the field. That ball will make
Great
it
hit
through.
by Daisy. Great hit by Daisy.
The buddy throw comes out, and that's going to be thrown out at home. What a play!
That's unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Amazing play from Matt. Amazing play from Matt. Wow.
Let's see what Wiggler can do with 2 outs. What a solid hit. One will score. You know, consistency. You know,
Yeah.
you can't stretch too much here. You know, with 2 outs, which is good. You know, you get the run in, and I think it's all you can ask for.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's see
now
what
we
Petey
have
Piranha can do.
Yeah, Petey Piranha up to the plate. This is the scariest batter in the league. Currently with a perfect batting average.
2
strikes, though. Oh my lord, Blue Yoshi,
my
what a
God.
reach!
Wow, Blue Yoshi gets Petey Piranha out.
That's an amazing
Such a
defensive stand from the
clutch.
Knights.
Such a clutch defensive job there by Blue Yoshi.
That's an amazing defensive stand there for the Knights. I mean, they needed that, and they really performed. That might just make it there in time with 2
Oh my
banana
God.
peels. Toad, despite hitting one, will get to first because as that throw came out from Wiggler, Daisy hit a banana. What is that? Crazy way to get on base.
And another good hit.
Yeah, and Matt, once again, being one of the best me's so far, finding a double and pushing pushing Toad to third, scoring opportunity for the worst batter of the season so far.
Oh man.
And that's why. He hits double play balls all the time. Baby Mario unable to get either of them home, but with only 1 out in the inning so far, Blue Yoshi
This
still
looks like a great scoring opportunity for them.
an elite opportunity for them. And that star pitch he will look off. Great choice from Blue Yoshi. Will another one
That's
come?
the right choice. You can't. Oh man! Oh man!
Petey
What a
Piranha.
double play there by Petey Piranha.
Oh, that's why he is considered an MVP candidate. Another of the many reasons. And we are back to the Daisy Flowers with another opportunity to get some runs on the board here in the top of the third.
So far, I mean, compared to our first game, you know, not as active offensively, but you know, I think that's okay because some teams can dial it in toward the end of the game.
Despite that banana coming in, it will not land in time, and that will be caught by Matt. Bibble now up to bat. Still don't know how I was supposed to make him function. Matt will be unable to get there, and that will allow Bibble to get all the way to second base.
That's a good double from Bibble. You know, he steps up and he hits a double, and now he's in a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I mean,
with 1 out.
Baby Luigi just gets that over Toadsworth's head, and that
Bibble
advances
hesitated.
the runners to the corners. Not the batter you want to see come up when you have a scoring opportunity, but will Green Madge be able to get it done? It will off of a bobble from Toadsworth. And that is another run batted in. Wow. Green Magikoopa finds a way to get it done. And Yellow Madge up to the plate with still 2 runners on, trying to get back to the top of the order here. It will knock it over Yoshi, and that is a double play to end the inning.
That is unfortunate. That being said, I mean, still not a bad inning. You know, they're consistent. They're putting up consistent numbers, and I think, you know, that's all you can ask for, at least so far.
Yeah, we're back to the top of the order for the
defense.
Knights here. Baby Daisy will find one into right field, and she will get her way get on to first. Find her way on to first. Wow, I'm struggling today, man. Baby DK, though, up to the plate, and he will advance the runners here and find his way to first, as now we have 2 runners on for
Looks like they're
none
heading to the
other
hole,
than
which is-
Denise.
Let's see if Denise can bring a runner home or advance a runner.
It
Yeah, with
looks
no
like
outs,
he
no
will.
pressure.
And now the bases are loaded for
With
Luigi.
no outs.
We just, as long
No
as we
outs.
don't see another hit onto a star pitch from Daisy, which will come out, and he will hit it again.
Man.
Oh no.
Oh man. At least the runners know to stay on.
Yeah, I mean, that's great from the runners to have that awareness, but that is your strongest batter in the lineup, and he is falling short consistently this game, and Toadsworth will
man. And
repeat
they
that
bite
exact
again.
same thing. But the POW comes out in time.
Oh!
But
Huh?
wait. Okay.
I'm so confused.
Hold up a second here. We might just
Did
have
that-
to pause because that is crazy. I'm not able to. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna take a
let's
second and talk about that because that was wild. Okay, what happened there was the POW came down and the runners stayed on first, second, and third, which means that as the runner ran all the way to first, and the runners stayed at their bases. It for some reason decided that the batter was going to be out, a new runner, instead of the person at third. To my knowledge, in a regular baseball game, they are forced to run there if
Yes, they are.
the ball
forced
is
to
not
run
caught. There is a rule in the MLB that relates to intentionally dropped balls. As this one will be snagged up by Matt. There is a rule that relates to intentionally dropped balls, which means like if you can't intentionally drop an infield fly, and then try and get a double play off of it. So there is a chance that it's in some way related to that.
It could have invoked the infield fly rule. That is my thoughts on that.
Yeah, but at the same time, this game came out, as we said, 2008.
Wow.
Oh my word.
Wow, Wiggler, wow.
Yeah. Talking about the rules, and suddenly Wiggler hits a solo shot, and that brings the lead to 5. Where was Matt on that? He was nowhere in sight. There was no opportunity for a buddy
And
jump.
now here is Luigi being tired against Petey Piranha.
But he will stay in, try and get this one more batter, and that ball is
That is
crushed
not
by
the-
Petey, but it looks like it's
Oh.
falling foul, and it just barely
man,
will.
Luigi almost got punished right away.
And another
Oh
one
my
looks like
God.
it's going foul again, and it will be drifting
It
foul.
was slightly foul, man.
2 strikes on the board. Luigi will force a slap hit out of Petey Piranha for him to be safe, but he will find his way onto first. One of the things we noted here from the chat here is Mob Moses said, think it was just a logic error with the game since it was an infield fly. That's, I think, where I'm leaning to.
I think
But
that's
that
probably
isn't,
the most likely outcome.
since it wasn't an intentional drop, you think that would not be how the game would treat that, or at least in the MLB, since it's not an intentional drop. I would assume that would mean that should be a free triple play ball. So a tad odd. We may have to go back to that clip later in the game or later in the day and see what really
And
happened there,
examine it, yeah.
so that we get a
That
better
could be good.
understanding of the rule set for the future.
Yeah, that could be a good deep dive later.
Yeah. Blue Yoshi up to the plate, 2 outs right now for the Knights, and he will ground another one right
That is
into
a
Fire
quick
Bro.
1, 2, 3 inning from Daisy.
And Daisy, I will say, despite not having the same level of ERA as Waluigi and Bowser through that first game, she will be one of these elite pitchers through the season. We know
Yeah,
that
I
she
think
has
she
an
does
amazing
have the
star
best-
pitch.
That star pitch might actually be the best star pitch.
So I will say there's 2 that I consider better, and that is because of the way the CPU interacts. The first being Bowser. Okay, whenever Bowser tries to, wow, that ball is slow. Holy, that ball was slow. I just had to take a second for that because that is a slow ball, but it will not matter as Blue Yoshi finds the play. One thing, I was saying is that the 2 better star pitches are based off CPU interactions, and that is Bowser, because they will always pre-swing, not expecting the Bowser star pitch, and it will always be a strike. And then Birdo, who has the same interaction, So those two share the best start pitch in the game, followed up by Daisy, which is practically a guaranteed out, assuming they swing.
They swing, yeah.
So.
Damn, this Toadsworth pitches slow. Oh my god, and they get the double play.
Yeah, but he still finds 3 outs to close out the inning for the
That is
first
the
scoreless
first
inning.
shutout. The first shutout inning for fucking
Wow.
Toadsworth. Wow, that's.
I don't
Luigi.
even want to blame Luigi for that. I feel like that's not his fault. It's just the lineup he's against. But Toadsworth finds a way to get it done, so maybe we should see that a little more. That POW will come in,
man,
not
that
blow
POW.
up, but land on Fire Bro's head, and that will allow a runner onto first. And now we see Daisy come out. There is still
Green
2 great
Magikoopa.
pitchers here for the Flowers roster. We have Green Magikoopa and Yellow Magikoopa. The only thing is they both have limited stamina pools, so we'll see how much they're able to do. Green Magikoopa.
I mean, if you get an inning out of each of them, that's all you can ask for, really.
Yeah. But they will find their way on Baby DK. Now that's 2 runners on for Denise. We've been in this spot a few times, and we still haven't seen any runners make it home for the Knights.
Let's see if they can bring 1 run in,
Yeah, and that doesn't look like it.
Oh.
That is a double play ball.
Oh,
But with Baby Daisy still on, 1 hit from Luigi here will find a run on the board, and we don't have to worry about the Daisy star pitch this time. Luigi, though, is going to swing and miss on that ball from Green Magikoopa. Now with 2 strikes and a star pitch comes in, this charge from Luigi, but a wonderful grab from Daisy to secure another scoreless inning. Wow. We are 5 innings through, and the Flowers are perfect defensively. Not from a pitching standpoint, but from a fielder's standpoint, they have been amazing. Yellow Madge will find his way onto base here.
Another great hit.
Yeah.
He will get a double. He will
You know,
definitely make it.
as much as I have commented on the lack of hitting power of these Magikoopas, they have done consistently well at finding their way onto base. And Firebro will follow it up with
Another
a
hit.
single of his own, but it will be an RBI shot, and a run will come in as Yellow Madge makes his way home. I don't think I'm surprised at this point. The hitting power of the front of this lineup has been amazing. They've just been amazing.
And we haven't even seen PD Piranha get going this game either.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's performed badly. And that ball stays fair. Wow. Firebro goes all the way to third, and now we have runners on the corner. It's not like PD has performed bad, though. I want to point that out.
No, he is.
It's just he
He's
hasn't
performed pretty
been
good.
the same level of dominant as he was through game 1.
But he will get a shot to bat again this inning. Wow, Wiggler. Watches the ball go right down the center.
But he will swing at that one, and that will be a
Will
single
do that,
with a
and Wiggler
pow
will score.
as Firebro gets home, and Toadsworth is running out of gas into PD Piranha. Will he be able to find his first big shot of the day?
He does not swing at that.
Another big charge, and that ball is absolutely crushed, but it's not even out of the
will.
park. Wow.
It will be caught. It will be caught. That is... Oh, no. Oh, no. They somehow get through without getting punished by PD Piranha. That is a surprise.
Yeah, and the runners don't advance because they were waiting to see where this ball would land. So they had to go back to the base.
I don't know how I feel about this bunt.
It's a crazy choice. But the fire makes sure that Green Toad gets on. Wow, the item usage has been superb this day. It's happened twice now that a runner has found its way to first when they have no business making it there. And Bibble will hit this ball into right field, and that will be another RBI. The POW comes down and hits Matt right on the head, which will be 2 runs scored, and now this game is at 9-0. We will finally see Toadsworth swap out, and that puts Baby Daisy on the mound.
Baby Daisy versus Baby Luigi.
Yeah, a match of lovers before they start loving, I guess. That sounded really overly
That sounded
sexual.
so crazy. I think
Yeah,
lovers
no,
are
I
so
meant
crazy.
it like future Daisy, like Daisy and Luigi, you know, they're dating and shit, and you know that makes sense. But I was thinking like before they date. I said that in such a inappropriate way. My apologies, everyone. That was uncalled for from me. But they will escape the inning with 5 runs on the board. Not what you want to see. Is now we're at a 10-0 deficit for the Knights. I think it's safe to say that this game will be wrapped up. As the Knights are going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure something out. As they've had 2 weak offensive showings, and now 1 weak defensive showing. But Toadsworth will find his way onto base. It's not like they're not getting hits. That's the thing.
They're just not capitalizing in the event of when they have runners in scoring position.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a great job getting on base. But then stuff like this happens where we get another double play.
And now they're back with absolutely nothing going for them. 2 outs and they have to force something.
Yeah. But Matt will find his way onto base again. I mean, it's what you expect of Matt. The POW comes out after the Ghost connects, but he will not be able to advance all the way to second here. And now the most prone to double plays hitter in the league will do nothing else but what probably would have been a double play if there was 2 outs remaining in the inning.
This is unfortunate, you know, and
yeah. I mean, look.
I don't think we've seen a shutout game so far yet.
No, we have not. I was going to mention that. I just didn't want to be introducing a commentator's curse yet, but...
No. But, you know, if they can capitalize, I mean, and they should be able to capitalize. Oh,
that ball is bumped to be into the wall. And Yellow Madge will find his way to second.
Could have been a ground.
I know, right? I thought that was going to be a homer for a second. I thought, would that be a ground rule double, actually?
That's a good question.
I don't know. We've never seen that yet.
Yeah.
Well, because it bounced off his head, right? So, would it technically be a ground rule double?
Game's logic today.
Yeah. That's something we got to take a look at what the game would do. I'd love to see that happen. A bobble into a home run would be so funny. And Daisy will find her way on. Yellow Madge ran back to base for some reason, but that means we have the bases loaded for none other than Wiggler. And Baby Daisy is running out of steam. You see Petey Perona had a POW in hand, but the swing will not come through, which means we lose that opportunity. He'll get the POW again, and that ball is into center field, but the POW is going to be late. All the runners will make it back, and that means the bases are loaded.
For Petey Piranha. He has a chance to do something that's only been done once so far today.
And instead, he will start it. He will not go for the homer, which I'm not a huge fan of. Also, we had 2 grand slams in game 1, actually.
Oh, yeah, we did have 2 grand slams.
Yeah, but we will see a 2-run shot, a 2-run RBI here from him. A 2-run RBI? That sounds so stupid. But I swear I've heard legitimate
2 RBIs.
baseball cables.
2 RBIs. Let's just call it simple, yeah. 2 RBIs.
Yeah, whatever. Not important. Either way, Green Toad up to the plate. If he can get this one fair, which he does, that will be another RBI as Daisy finds her way home. We are 13-0.
Like pure domination. You know, we've seen 14 runs scored in a game so far, but we haven't seen 14 runs scored in this type of fashion. 13 runs scored.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing we saw in the last one was there was a ton of home run shots, right? Here, we've had a singular home run shot, which makes the way that this is a stomp a very different type of stomp.
This has just been pure consistent batting.
And you couldn't even call the Wilds and Spitballs game a stomp. That was a close battle, right?
Yeah, it was only...
This is a stomp.
Bad in the first inning, but the Wilds and the Spitballs were able to duke it out for a good bit together. This has not been anywhere short of a blowout.
Yeah, and I want to point this out too. We are playing at Luigi's mansion.
Luigi is the home pitcher.
Yeah.
Home team.
Do you see any fans in the stadium here? I don't see a singular fan.
If I was a fan, I'm asking for a refund. I'm asking for
right? I don't see a singular fan. They've all left. They all went home. They had no reason to be here. Yeah, dead crowd. Those graves in the field, that might just be the crowd. Okay, that's horrible to see. you gotta think that it's just not fun to be a Knights fan right now. We do have one runner on Baby Daisy. Baby DK will not be able to follow that up. A great grab from PD Piranha. But Daisy will not fall victim to a double play, which means we still have an opportunity to prevent this 0-run game. Denise, up to the plate, has to get this ball out and fire, bro, with a great grab to end the game.
The first shutout in the league. And what type of game it was, man.
I think this solidifies that the Flowers are the current favorites, right?
I would agree. I mean,
they had an
today.
Yeah, an 8-2 game the other day. Now they have a 13-0 game. I mean, that is a team that you got to be afraid of, right? Yeah. We are going to take a look here at the box score and the MVPs. Wow. That was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, if I'm upset, man, I'm not going to lie. That's a really tough one.
Yeah.
Your team to take. You should be.
I want to point out here real quick. Upset did just put a comment into our chat where he's the general manager of the Upset Knights. And he said suicides are going to be run for the ages after this. And that's, I mean, yeah. Once again, we do have Matt performing well. We see that 80 points coming out of Matt on that MVP race. But I think as a team,
they really weren't there at all today.
Yeah. I mean, we do get to see another great game from PD Piranha. I mean, he didn't have any home run shots today, but what was he? He was 3 for 4, and the only reason that he wasn't 4 for 4, or was it 4 for 5? I don't remember exactly. I'll be adding this to stat pages later. The only reason he wasn't was because of a wonderful grab from Blue Yoshi.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate. Why are we getting L commentator for me here, dog? Unless you're talking about Aiden, in which case that's okay.
I think he means L commentor. I think that's what he meant.
No, he meant commentator, yeah.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here.
No, there's no benefit of the doubt. Either way, we get another MVP for PD Piranha, who's looking like an MVP frontrunner right now. I know we're 2 games in, that's not a lot, and early to call something like that.
But you would think, he's on the best team in the league. You would think according to the power rankings here. And he's been the best player on the best team. I feel like that's a pretty good shout for MVP,
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We're going to get ourselves set to run another game here. As our next game up is between the Fireballs and the Monsters, a classic battle of Mario and Bowser.
This will be an interesting game. Tim and Pratt, they don't always agree eye to eye, and maybe this could be used as fuel for the fire.
TDK just typed left versus right.
Right. That is a good way to look at this game, actually, Tim.
I just put that in wrong. It's not 13-0 for the Knights, I'll tell you that much. 0 to 13, gentlemen. Wow. My apologies.
I'm right. No, fair enough, Tim,
We're going to get ourselves set for another game here as the lineups are going to be set, and we're going to be jumping into another great brawl. I'm excited. I really am. Hopefully we get to see a little bit of a closer matchup.
So far, I mean,
because I will say, as much as it's great to see a Flowers team absolutely demolish someone like that, it's
you would like to see some close games,
Yeah, it's more. I think it's better for the sport overall as a whole to see some closer, more competitive games.
I mean, all I'm saying is last week, the runs weren't being scored at the frequency they were this week. So,
yeah,
maybe this is a good thing.
It's great to see more runs. It really is. I'm with you there. But we want to see some sense of
maybe we've exhausted all the runs.
Yeah. Yo, is Tim in the chat right now? Can you hear me, Tim? If so, can you either make Logan mod to do fucking predictions, or can you do predictions?
Or do both. That also works.
Yeah, or do John, or like, I don't really care, just predictions. That would be gas. It's a different perm. It is. Okay, well, that's so complicated for shit that I don't have in my brain right now. So,
That.
yo, Tim, can you set up a poll? I don't know how to do that right now, dude.
It should just be a slash poll, Tim.
And while I'm doing that, sorry, I will be getting the game set up here in a second. Okay, we are going.
Oh God, you're having Aiden do it. Well, is Aiden even in watching the stream, Jack?
Yeah, he is. He's
I
in the
saw
same
launch-
server.
I
as
saw him
them,
launch
so
up
I
the
think
C-
so.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I saw him launch up CS. You know.
Hey, I mean, a man can multitask.
Has Aiden been known to be a good multitasker? I'm just asking here for
Oh,
you
yo,
know.
yo, it feels like we're digging on Aiden right now, man.
You know, has his team played yet? No, they don't play till later today. So we'll see how his team performs against mine.
I'm gonna shout a prediction here. Okay, I am personally going to say the Muscles are gonna beat the Monarchs. That's my guess. I'm not gonna get into that yet because we have another game to talk about
Yeah, we
before
still
we
have
do
another
that.
game to
I
talk
just
about.
really wanted to say that while you're in here.
No, that's I honestly think that game could be a very good game to watch, though. I think it'll be a closer game than some of the games we've seen today.
I mean,
I
our
think.
first
I don't-
game was great. I'm still
Yes, our first game was peak.
I'm still
our first game
riding
was-
high from that first game.
I don't think anything is topping our first game. I think that was the best game so far today. It'd be very surprising to see a game captivate the audience like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. That really was. Now let's take a quick sec and talk about Fireballs here. Okay, one of the things I want to mention about them is they did lose their first game, but I think overall they had a decent showing. They got a ton of hits off. They just were never truly able to capitalize.
Yeah, they had a lot of great opportunities, but when they needed to clutch up and put that clutch gene in, they just weren't able to do it. And that's unfortunate. But maybe they can learn from that this week, and next week they can, actually capitalize on things like that.
Yeah, and another thing to note about them in particular here is they have the other, if not, actually, I think slightly better performing me in Matt. Okay, that's right. We're going from one Matt that's elite to another Matt that is elite. And he has been superb. He's been slightly statistically better than the other Matt. As this gets more confusing to say.
It gets very confusing very quickly.
Yeah, but he's been doing a great job so far. Comparatively, on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have Hulk Hogan as a me for this Monsters lineup, which is I think not as well performing me. In fact, I would say he struggled in game one. But maybe we'll be able to see him come back into a higher level of contention for that best me runner today. That would be great to see.
Yeah, we always like this good competition amongst the me's. I think it's good for the game.
Yeah, I do too. I really do. So I am with you there. One of the things we do have about this Monsters lineup is that they beat the Wilds. They held them to one run. Comparatively,
Wild prediction in the chat.
what is it about me not being able to start the game up again?
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds about right. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I don't remember. My brain is blanking. Okay, yeah. So, the one thing I wanted to mention about this Monsters lineup is they held a team that scored 14 runs today. 14 to 1. They held them to 1 run. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and talk too much about the fact that they held them that, because I don't want to be overly biased, and I'm going to hold off on that. But what I will say is, despite some lack of true power hitting, excluding the obvious in Bowser, they were able to get 5 runs on the board, and they played an amazing defensive game, and that's all we've seen from them. After seeing them struggle in the exhibition games in the preseason, it was great to see them getting some stuff like that done.
Yeah, they proved that, the exhibition games weren't a show of how good they really were as a team.
Yeah. So, I mean,
if they can continue that momentum, I mean, they could be flying high.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get... Sorry, guys. I'm, once again, taking my fucking time on this one. As it always seems to take me a second. It's crazy, right? It's not actually crazy. It makes sense. It takes me a second. But we will be getting there. We will be getting up and running soon enough here. I just got to remember whether it's 9th or 8th. He's 9th in the lineup. And that means that, ladies and gentlemen, everybody has voted that have it be AI first try. Yes. Wow, guys. You guys believe in me. I almost want to do no just so that people lose channel points. But that will not be the case. I am holding down the minus button. And we have clicked begin. I was kidding about that, for the record. Okay. We are here with our third game of the day between the Fireballs and the Monsters. A classic rivalry here. Mario versus
Bowser.
Bowser.
This is the game of legends.
And we get CPU's first try. We figured out a new strategy. Green Dry Bones will try and get on his first pitch, and he will just barely fall short.
Just barely does not get there.
And Green Koopa Troopa is going to try and get on as well. Another ground out as Red Critter gobbles that up and sends that flying to first. And now we're up to Blue Dry Bones. If he can find a way on here, we have runners on for Bowser, which would be huge, and he will do that. Now we get to see if Bowser is able to get anything done to bring this Dry Bones in. In other words, crush a home run ball, and he will not get it all the way home. But he will find a way to advance Dry Bones to third, which means we have a great scoring opportunity here. But 2 outs means that any bit of a mess up here from Dry Bones, and this inning falls short.
Dry Bones got to be clinical here, And unfortunately...
just barely out at first. He almost made it there. He's a little bit slower than a character like Koopa Troopa, so you see that. But no runs up for the Monsters as Red Critter comes to bat for the Fireballs to start at the bottom of the first. And he will find a way to crush a line drive into left field.
Bobbled.
Bobble, but it didn't really amount to anything as Red Critter didn't have the time to run.
Which is a good thing, If that ball bobbles and keeps rolling, maybe the Critter could have made it to second.
Oh my goodness, what a shell!
Green shell. What a great usage of the green shell.
Mario.
So far today, we've seen some good item usage.
Yeah, Mario's proving that green shell is always going to be valuable, and he will just sneak that one past.
Man, what a lapse from Dry Bones. He just lets the ball
out. I feel like that should have been a diving grab here. You know that Fruit Loops is not going to be happy about that. But Red Pianta up to the plate. 2 runners on base, and a run just batted in. This is the best power hitter in this game.
This doesn't look like the same team that showed up last week. Their defense has not been where we expect them. And
Well, I
you know,
think
I know
I
it's
think
early
I
in the
talked
game.
about it too at the start of the game. Is that this Monsters lineup has an incredible outfield. Wow, are we gonna talk about that
That's a
Green Bones
great
jump?
jump. That was a great jump.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
great,
you could argue
great
that
jump.
saves a run from being batted in, but they still find a way to get 2 runs scored on that hit. And Matt, 2 RBI. This is why he is currently the front runner for me of the season, the best performing me, most improved me, anything me related, it's him. And
Oh, and
Shy Guy
another
finds his
good
way
hit.
on. Red Pianta waited a while for
Oh,
that. Whoa. Whoa.
that's an out. That is a lapse in judgment. You would think.
I mean, he
From
tried to
that.
push it, what looked like off of a little bobble by Green Bones in the outfield. And it's just going to fall a little bit short. And that will be a double play, a wonderful grab
Play.
from Blue Bones. But they still gave up, what was it, 5? Am I already
4,
blanking?
yeah.
4?
4.
Okay.
Which
Wow.
is unfortunate. I mean, that is not the start you want to have as Bowser.
Yeah. Still, Hulk Hogan here up as our first batter now. Will he be able to find his way on and perform similar to these other Miis? If Mario Star pitch is going to come and he's not going to react in time. Another pitch comes in and Hulk Hogan will drill one up the middle, but it's not going to be fast enough. But a bomb will come
man.
and he will find his way onto first.
Another great item usage.
Yeah, I think we saw a lack of that in the first week. We didn't see many great items. We've already seen some great uses of the items.
Adjusting.
Today.
I
Yeah.
think teams are just adjusting, you know? They're figuring
Yeah.
out how to play. And that's a good thing, you know?
Yeah, and Boo finds one up the middle here, which advances Hulk Hogan to second.
I
We
think
have
you
2
can see that
runners
as
on
well
and no
by,
outs.
By the
Unfortunately,
increase of scoring in this week.
yeah, unfortunately, Goomba not the strongest hitter, so that looks like it's going to be a double play ball, and it will be. Red Paratroopa,
Unfortunate.
or sorry, Green Paratroopa, my apologies, has an opportunity to find a run back here. Will he be able to do it? No, that ball's going to go foul.
Unfortunate. All he has to do is get on base, and I think they're fine. But
Yeah,
when
right
you
as you
ground out
say
like
it,
that, it's unfortunate.
unable to get that done. And we go into the bottom of the second with the Fireballs up 4 and another opportunity to build on that lead. Red Magic Koopa up as our first batter. And he will find
it
a
to the
shot.
gap.
I think one of the things I had mentioned this earlier, and I get a little sidetracked as I started to bring it up again. The outfield for this Bowser team is really good, but the infield lacks some stuff, right?
And you could tell that's where they've really struggled today.
Yeah, and one of the things about this Fireballs roster is they don't have power hitters, aside from Red Pianta and maybe Red Critter. So, yeah, let's include Red Critter in that after
we
he
talk about
shows
power,
us that. I mean, that means that if these balls, which are coming slightly... Oh, wait, let's take a second here and see. No, that is nicely caught by Green Koopa Troopa. And that's what I'm talking about. That outfield is really consistent, really fast. And when you have a team like the Wilds that are crushing balls like that into the outfield but not getting home or not getting out of the park, that ball is gobbled up. Comparatively to a team like the Fireballs who like to hit slightly over the infield and find that spot in between and keep the bases or the hits coming. We're seeing the difference that has on a defense like this, right? As we see the bases get loaded here for Mario, and this is another opportunity to find 4 more runs. It will not be a grand slam ball, but that will be an RBI ball as Red Magic Koopa makes his way home. Red Pianta now up to bat with the bases loaded. That's going to be his first strike as he goes swinging way too early. He is going to charge up again here, and that ball is absolutely crushed. Is it going to find its way home? It looks like it might. Yes, it will.
Man,
Red Pianta.
Grand slam. That is unfortunate for Mr. Pratt and his team, the Bowser's Monsters. They are getting pummeled. And this is looking to be a really a
This
really
is
big
this is
blowout.
looking very similar to the Monsters team we saw in the preseason. So,
Maybe they fooled us last game against the Wild, you know?
yeah. But they are now falling down 9. We are in the bottom of the second, and Boo is already replaced Bowser. The two elite pitchers we talked about prior to the segment today have struggled and both been swapped out in the second inning.
Which is unfortunate to see, you know?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can see some runs coming through from this Monsters lineup and find a way to bring this game close. But Red Shy Guy, meantime, says, fuck all that. We're keeping the train going, baby, as he finds himself a double. Red Yoshi now up to the plate, trying to find a way to make this a double-digit lead already. And he will try and crush a ball up the middle, just by Blue Bones, and he will get runners on the corner for Red Magikoopa.
You know, oh man.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow. Just, I mean, a bobble coming out from Dry Bones here, and that's gonna allow a 10th run to score. We are in the bottom of the second, and the score is 10 to nothing. Red Noki will not be able to keep that train alive despite having 2 runners on, but still, that is crushing for the Monsters. We are back to the top of the order. Maybe Bowser will be able to find himself something here, assuming anyone can get on for him. But Mario is going to try and keep that at bay as he gets 2 quick strikes against Green Bones. And now a third pitch coming right down the middle. That ball is going to be hit right to Yoshi, and that is our first out of the inning. I want to take a quick second to talk about what TK here said in the chat. No, Dennis, I'm not going to give you mods so you can ban Aiden, as much as I would love to see that happen. I don't want to see that happen. Aiden has been supporting this channel for a long time. What I was going to say is TK said the farm system really had a great output for this year. We invested in some great talent. And I think it's showing off right now.
I mean, you can't really debate that. I mean, he's proven that right now with the commanding lead his team has taken.
Yeah, we found clearly that he looked for batters that are going to consistently get on base. And Matt quickly clutches up there to take away a shot here. But what will happen is Bowser comes up to the plate with no runners on. Or sorry, 1 runner on. No, wait, I'm fucking tripping off a perk.
Yeah, that's the inning. Yeah, that was the inning.
I didn't see the change sides thing. My brain thought that was 2 outs. I'm fucking jerking it. We see he invested in some great talent quickly, Mario's team, and pulling in some great on-base hitters, and it's really proving effective right now against a roster that has a smaller infield. But Red Critter will hit to the outfield, and that'll be caught by Green Coop.
The stark difference between the brothers here, Mario and Luigi, is Mario's team has just been able to score when they need to, and we see that Luigi cannot do that. So maybe something he should teach his brother's team at least.
Yeah, Green Yoshi here, OG Yosh, will find his way on, and that means that Mario will be able to drive another one, and that will get runners onto first and second.
We have a tired Boo already, which is not what you want to see in the 3rd inning.
Yeah. We will see another hit from Red Pianta, and a POW comes out, which allows that to extend, which means Yoshi's going to go home, and the Chomp is going to go and take that ball away, which means Mario can find his way home too, and that is a 12-run deficit, and we have already swapped out the 2 best pitchers for the Monsters, which means Blue Bones is up to the plate.
You never want to see 3 pitchers in 3 innings.
Yeah, I mean, we asked for another game not like the Flowers just had, and we are currently not getting it, as this game...
This is going to be a worse blowout.
Yeah, this has another hit coming out from Matt, and that means we have 2 runners on and a 12-0 deficit in the bottom of the 3rd.
You know, I thought last game was going to be the most dominating performance I saw today. I was not expecting this.
Yeah, we will find a double play there to escape the inning, only
Get
giving
them
up
out.
2, but that's still a lot. Another mention out, another shout from here with TK is we really spent on the player care for this year. The player accommodations staff really stepped up for the year and to keep our players at their peak, and that's great to hear. I mean, it's clearly showing today. I mean, we didn't see as much of this. Wait, let's hold up a second here as that ball is crushed by Bowser, and that will get them on the board. I don't know how meaningful that will be, but they will at least not be sitting at a donut. If they can find one more run, they'll escape the bakery. But for now, they're still at risk of being left at breadsticks. And Dry Bones comes up to the plate, and he will just ground one out quickly to Red Magic Koopa.
This is really unfortunate. Let's see what Hulk Hogan can produce in this position here.
Yeah, I mean,
And he
it's
also grounds out. This is
it's not been great. It's really not been great. Boo, though, sitting here, ready to try and get something on, and a star pitch comes out from Mario saying, screw all that. He's going to throw a second one, too.
Star pitch.
And that's going to be 2 strikes, just like that. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Is this a strikeout potential for Mario? It would have been, but instead contact will be made, and Red Match will find 3 outs that inning, as 3 balls came right to him. Red Yoshi back to the plate for the fireballs as we're coming in at the bottom of the 4th. Gonna hopefully try and find something to extend this lead, but honestly it feels unnecessary with how the offense for the Monsters has looked today. Red Madge now up to the plate as Red Yoshi finds his way on, and that ball is going to be hit deep to right field. That's likely going to be easily caught as there's no item coming through, and Green Paratroopa will make the play. Now Red Noki up to the plate. Another one of these light hitters. She's probably been the worst performing hitter on this Fireballs roster so far, and as I say that, she crushes one to the outfield anyway, but it will once again be caught, and Red Yosh will have to retreat all the way back to first.
They hit them hard, but they didn't hit them hard enough, and it's unfortunate in that
Yeah, they neither have enough speed or enough power. They need one or the other, and they're not finding that. That ball will hit the ground and then be bobbled and then be chain chomped up. And now Red Yosh is going to be able to put in another run as this game is now 13-1 as a Red Critter double comes through. Green Yosh here back up to the plate, and that will land as Green Paratroopa cannot make the play, and that means you have runners on the corners for Mario.
There's no answer to the consistency from this Fireballs team.
Yeah. Big swing and a miss there from Mario. It's clear he was looking for the fences on that one. Instead, he will find himself a nice little slap hit, and that ball will land. He will miss the buddy slide, and that means that another 2 runs are going to score in this game is 15-1. Blue Bones is going to run out of energy here, and they're going to swap that out so they don't have an exhausted Blue Bones fighting into Red Pianta, but is Hulk Hogan any better? Apparently not, as Red Pianta drills in another run, and that Boo secures him first, just in case it would have been close. Matt now up to the plate. And he will find himself a hit as well. That shell comes through. It won't matter, as Red Pianta's much too slow to find his way to third there.
Unfortunate. No capitalization on that great item use there.
Frankly, this is, I would say a snooze fest, but there's so many hits, you can't even call it that. It's just that this game is a fucking blowout.
This is a disgusting blowout, and you don't like to see these type of games frequently.
16 runs. That is our new highest of the day, and we've had some high-scoring games today. But Red Magic Koopa makes another play. He's secured the last 4 outs for this Fireballs roster. It looks like they like him so much they want him on their team. Will Green Paratroopa do the same thing? Not to start, as he will swing and a miss on that one from Mario. He will look off this next pitch as that one goes slightly to the outside. But instead of grounding out to Red Magikoopa, he will ground out to Red Critter. We get to see that switch up a little. And finally we get a hit from the Monsters squad as Green Bones finds his way onto base, but with 2 outs in the inning, you think it may have just been better to let this inning go and try and get some runners on for Bowser, unless you think that both Green Koopa Troopa, which does find his way into play, but now you need Blue Bones to get it done as well. If Blue Bones can find his way onto base, you have the bases loaded for Bowser, and he will do just that. The POW comes out, which allows a run to score here, and you have runners on the corner. Green Koopa Troopa is going all the way home. The buddy throw is messed up, and that will allow 2 more runs to score, and suddenly this ball game is only a 13-run lead. Only a 13-run lead.
Only a 13.
Never in my life did I think I would be saying only a 13-run lead. Bowser, though, up to the plate.
We'll see what Bowser can do. We think he's going to swing for the fences.
Wow, he just crushes a Mario Star pitch, but it will not make it there. The POW... Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That bomb hit Matt. It bubbled off of Matt's head and
went straight into the arms of Yoshi.
Yeah, wow. That's something, all right. I don't understand what's going on this game.
Capitalizing here, but you know, it's unfortunate. That was their best opportunity. I don't think they'll get a better opportunity than that.
I honestly don't think it would have mattered much anyway. But Red Magikoopa will slide one by that shortstop of Dry Bones, and that will get him onto base. As a Wilds fan, I will say this hurts to watch a team demolish the Monsters this badly.
And just like that, there's a double play to end the inning.
Yeah, they finally make the defensive stand.
Inning.
Yeah.
First shutout inning of the day for them.
Through 5, they have found a way to take away the scoring from the Fireballs.
Will it be too little too late? I think so.
And Matt makes a nice grab there. Mario's a little tired, but he's still staying in. I honestly don't hate it. He's played really solid. I think he has given up a few runs in the last couple innings, so it's probably about time you say, hey, let's put Yoshi on the mound. We don't need to stress Mario out here. We know he's our star pitcher, and let's give him some rest as this game's coming up to a close anyway.
They might think if they can get this extra inning out of him, you know.
Yeah, but I think you may want to give his arm a rest, you know? I mean, you don't have to stress him out on a game that's not too close.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Mario wants to stay out. Maybe he's the one advocating to stay out.
I mean, he is the leader of this team, so it's a fair argument. They will find another scoreless inning, though, from the Monsters, as he had some good pitching. This chain chomp is going to come right through. But
no capitalization.
Yeah, no opportunity to advance. The ball didn't get pushed further enough away, and therefore Red Critter's going to have to stay at first. Yoshi has been consistently on so far this game. Will he be able to do it again? No, he will not, as he hits himself a double play ball, but he is fast enough to get onto first anyway. Still an out as Red Critter is not able to advance. Mario is wanting this charge hit. You know he wants a home run for himself, and instead he will hit a double play.
That's another scoreless inning. It's surprising. Hulk Hogan coming into the game and throwing 2 scoreless innings.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite impressive from Hulk Hogan.
That is not what we would have expected to see today. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I mean, Mario still on the mound.
Mario out for the top of the 7th. I mean,
I think this is just unnecessary from this Fireballs.
I think this is greed. I think this is it.
Yeah, I mean, you think he's coming out, but he's still sticking around. He's saying, hey, we're up fucking 13. I don't give a crap. And he's really just keeping it going here. He finds 2 quick outs in Green Bones now up to the plate, and he will find a way on. But is it too little, too late this inning? Once again, you already have 2 outs, and you're back to the same spot you were in the last time they scored, where you're sending a run as you have 2 outs, but that is the ball game.
That was one of the games of all time. I'm not gonna lie, this is a very disappointing showing from.
Yeah,
from the Monsters.
hey,
I'm very.
you gotta give
disappointed.
props to Mario. Okay, 7 innings
Oh,
pitched,
100%.
amazingly done. That batting order was so amazing. Red Pianta hit a grand slam. Okay, I mean there was plenty of stuff amazingly done by the Fireballs, but honestly, it was just disappointing from the Monsters. It really was.
Yeah, if you're a Monsters fan, you hate to see a type of performance like that,
Yeah.
especially when he looked so good the week before.
You gotta think that Fruit Loops is gonna be heading to the locker room post game, and there's gonna be some talking going on. And I think it's no surprise here that the MVP is the grand slam hitter, Red Pianta. Let's take a look at the box score here.
Expected,
You see Mario here with a 130 as well. Matt with a 110. I mean that's our currently best performing me, and a lack of anything.
Surprising that he only has a 0 in pitching.
Well, to my understanding, the pitching stat comes from strikeouts, the bonus points you get. And with no strikeouts on the board, he's practically relying on his fielding, and that works. It's not that it doesn't work, you just don't get points toward that MVP race.
Which is unfortunate. But they did have a dominating showing. That's another blowout, back-to-back blowouts.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to give... Oh, wait. I'm missing it. What was the final score of that?
16-3.
16-3. Thank you very much. All right, we're gonna ask you quickly, what are your thoughts on the upcoming game? As I've said that I think the Muscles are gonna take this next one between the Muscles and the Monarchs. What do you think?
I have to root for my team here, McGee. You know, I can't bet against them. Mainly because
I don't expect you to. I'm expecting a biased piece of commentary right now, but that's why I want to give you the spotlight for a sec.
Our first week, we played against what is probably the best team in the league. And, it wasn't the greatest game. We did get beaten 8-2, but there were some close innings, and we had some players that showed up who I weren't expecting to show up. So I'm hoping we can kind of have a build on last week's performance and, maybe take a play out of your playbook and go from losing to winning this week.
Yeah, well, I wish you the best of luck.
We've seen some blowouts, and I think all I can really ask for is that we don't get blown out by 13 runs, as seems to be a common theme today.
Yeah, 2 games in a row now, eh? Thank you for coming on. Thank you for casting these last 2 games with us. I appreciate it greatly.
Anytime.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, cool. And now we're going to take a quick couple-minute break again. We set up this next game, and I will be right back. Okay, gentlemen, we are back, and up to setting up this next game now, and then we will be finding a wonderful battle here between the Muscles and the Monarchs. I've said my piece that I think that the Muscles are probably favored in this matchup. They found their win in week 1 as the Monarchs struggled against this powerful lineup of the Flowers. Whereas the Muscles had a close game against the Knights, who got absolutely blown out by the Flowers. And this should hopefully be a close one today, but I am leaning towards the Muscles. Today we're playing another game on Mario Stadium, nighttime Mario Stadium, and we will see what action we get today. Sorry, gentlemen, we are taking a quick sec to set up these lineups, and then we will be right into it. Okay, sorry, we are just finishing up the lineups. Takes me a bit of a second to get around to. Okay, we are ready to rumble, folks. As we are beginning this game here between the Muscles and the Monarchs at Nighttime Mario Stadium. This should be another exciting one. Up first to the mound here, we have King K. Rool, a guy who's absolutely known for slugging the ball. Will he be able to continue to find these runs that he has? Find these shots that he has in previous games. It's not going to be a powerful one, but it will find its way onto base as King K. Rool gets the first hit of the ball game. Critter now following up. Will he be able to find his hit? Yes, he will make contact at least, but he will not get it down, as that means K. Rool has to retreat his way back to first. Blue Pianta now up to the plate. We've seen him have some great hits through the exhibitions game. He fell a little bit soft in that first game of the season. K. Rool advances to second there. It was honestly quite close for how much of a hit that was from Blue Pianta. And now we have our first RBI chance of the game. Wario up to bat with K. Rool on second and Blue Pianta on first. He is going to crush that ball into close right field. And that means the bases are loaded for Queen Liz. Queen Liz here, making solid contact, and that will get down in right field as Pink Yoshi just stood there. I don't know why he didn't move. I'm gonna question that one. There's gonna be rigged comments coming in any second now, as 2 runs make their way onto the board for this Muscles lineup with a great 2 RBI shot from Queen Liz. Yellow Shy Guy now up to bat. If he can find his way onto base here, that'll be another run batted in, as Wario is standing on that third base, ready to run home. And he will make solid contact down the middle, and that will do just that, as we now have a 3-run game in the top of the first. Another RBI from Yellow Shy Guy. Bati Bowl coming up to the plate now. He's going to make solid contact, but a great jumping catch, and they will not be able to get the double play as the throw comes a little bit off the plate to Green Shy Guy, and that means you still have runners on first and second, which means you still have an RBI chance here with Paragoomba, and he will find his way into the outfield where Pink Yoshi will gobble that ball up. And that will end the inning. 3 runs given up, though, as the Muscles find their way onto the board and work through majority of their order. Sabrina Carpenter has been another relatively successful me through Game 1. And with solid contact getting on base there, Sabrina Carpenter will lead off the inning with a single. Peach coming up to the plate now. Coming into King K. Rool, not known for his pitching, as he often lacks stamina, and a great diving play from Critter will make that a double play, and that will put a stop to the run that Sabrina Carpenter was trying to get started. Green Guy coming up to the plate now, followed up by Birdo. Will Green Guy be able to get on? No. Paragoomba with a great jumping grab. Sliding grab, sorry. Sliding into a jump? That was quite fancy from Paragoomba. You got the style points. You know what I've noticed? Paragoomba has a tendency to not look at the ball as he makes the grab, and I find that very impressive. King Boo, very bottom of the order, 9th in the order, coming up to bat at the top of the second. Star pitch coming from Peach, and he will look that one off, not risking swinging as something unnecessary, and instead will swing at the next pick where he finds great contact, and he will still not get to first. What a throw and play from Sabrina Carpenter to confirm that first out of the inning. K. Rool coming up to the plate now. Instead of having a runner on where he probably should have had, he now has to bat alone, and it does not matter as that ball is crushed out to left field. The buddy jump will come, but it does not make it in time. It's King K. Rool with the solo shot to bring this lead to 4. Toadette unable to get high enough there, and that's quite unfortunate. Peach already getting tired, and that means that Critter getting to face a tired Peach is going to be thrilled here. He's going to charge there, not going to swing. Same thing here as he's going to swing again, charge again, not going to get a deep shot, but he will find his way on to first. And that means that Blue Pianta has another opportunity to keep this run going in a very similar spot to last time. One runner on, and the opportunity to find himself a hit, and he will just do just that. And he will just barely make it to first, which means there's 2 runners on for Wario. We are in the exact same position we were in the top of the first, and Wario once again will get solid contact, which means bases are loaded for Queen Liz for the 2nd time this game. Peach is going to be swapped out for Birdo. If Birdo has some star pitches here, this may just do it. But Queen Liz swinging on the first hit, and that ball will land fair. The bomb comes, but it does not make it in time. Oh my lord, Blue Pianta with a base running error, and that will find another out. But they still do get another run, which increases this lead to 5. Yellow Shy Guy here up to the plate. A great opportunity to find another run, but a star pitch coming out from Birdo will say, screw all that, we're getting another strike. And Birdo again, gonna find a ground ball, but it will not matter. Oh, it will matter. What a quick throw coming out from Peach as that finds the out, and that will do it for the inning, holding them to 2 there, but the lead's still coming into 5. We're going to have to see some offense coming out of the Monarchs now. Birdo going to be leading off the inning, and she is going to hit a deep ball into center field. Yellow Guy is already standing right there. The bomb's going to come, and it will cause it to bobble, but Monty is there to make the follow-up grab, causing the first out of the inning. A fast strike coming out from King K. Rool as that star pitch did all the work. And instead of ground out, we'll follow that right up as Blue Guy heads back to the dugout. Blooper coming up to the plate next. Trying to find something to stop this K. Rool dominance right now. And he will not be able to do that. But a bobble from Critter allows him to get onto base. So I guess he is able to do that. It feels kind of scam though. Now Toadette coming up to the plate here, and she will instead just hit one right to Paragoomba, which will do it for the inning. So far, King K. Rool has done a great job at the mound, and there has been 0 answers back to this offense coming out of the muscles. Monty Mole here. Mr. Montgomery is going to have to deal with a Birdo star pitch to start out the inning, and that's going to catch him swinging. And another star pitch is going to do the same. And that means he's down 2 in the count, but no more opportunity for a star pitch from Birdo, which means that ball is going to be made good contact with. But Peach is there to make the grab and secure that first out of the inning. That's something you needed to see coming out of this Monarchs lineup. They find another quick out as Paragoomba grounds one into Green Guy. King Boo now up to the plate with 2 outs already and no runners on. This one's looking kind of hopeless, and he will crush that right into Peach. That will do it for the inning. 3 up, 3 down, just like that. An amazing inning pitched from Birdo. And that puts the Monarchs up to the plate again. They're coming up on the very bottom of their order. Pink Yoshi not known for his batting capabilities, especially into a star pitch from K. Rool. And Paragoomba will just get that throw off before the shell comes through to find that first out of the inning. Baby Peach here gonna find another one, and another bobble from Green Critter will mean that Baby Peach finds her way onto first. K. Rool gonna be running out of gas here, but he's staying up on the mound for another one as he finds a nice first strike against Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter's been another well-performing me, but that ball's gonna be crushed foul, which means she's down 2-0 in the count. Sabrina Carpenter here gonna find one up the middle, and that will get on, which means there is 2 runners on for Peach. Last time we saw Peach in a spot with runners on, she hit a nice double play ball to Critter. Will we see a repeat, or will she be able to find a way to get a run batted in here? And she will start with a ground ball up the middle, but it will squeeze through, and that means the bases are loaded. Green guy, I believe, is up next, who has a great opportunity to find the first run for the Monarchs here. 1 out, and a bases loaded, and he will do just that. Yellow, or Baby Peach didn't run. Baby Peach didn't run. That's an out at home. Oh my lord, Baby Peach blundering massively there, which keeps them at 0 runs. K. Rool pitching through exhaustion here as they don't want to put Wario in. And that's a ground ball. And just barely they find the out on Birdo despite that fire coming in and shaking up Critter. We are now back to the top of the order for the Muscles. And they're going to be looking to extend this lead to more than 5. Really put the Monarchs down. And King K. Rool might just do it again here as he crushes one out to right field. Pink Yoshi is not going to be able to get high enough here, and King K. Rool with 2 solo shots already on the game. Wow. Wonderful work here from King K. Rool as he is dominating this Monarchs team already. Critter here up to bat now, following up another home run from King K. Rool. Will he be able to find his way onto base? Yes, he will, as he finds a nice one just over Toadette's head to confirm a single. Not going to be able to push that for 2 as he's not the fastest runner. Blue Pianta threatening bunt here. And he will take that away at the last second against that Birdo star pitch. And he will look off another one here as he's now down 2-0 in the count because of it. He's not going to consider bunting again, and instead will find one into the outfield here, but it'll be caught and quickly thrown back to Peach, which will confirm the first out of the inning. Wario now up to the plate, dealing with another Birdo star pitch, and that will find another strike. Wario still with 2 strikes to work with, though, and he will look off another pitch right down the middle. The last pitch coming out here, but that will be hit by Wario, and that means there is 2 runners on as Birdo is running out of steam. Queen Liz up to bat, already has 2 RBI on the day. Can we extend that to even more? Looks like another hit, but no RBI here from Queen Liz, which means the bases are loaded for Yellow Shy Guy. Yellow Shy Guy looks off that first strike. There is a star pitch coming out from Birdo here, which means we're going to see another strike from Yellow Shy Guy. But no more stars to work with for Birdo, which means this ball is going to be found up the middle. A double play ball, though, and Yellow Shy Guy will not be able to convert with the bases loaded, which means the Muscles are held to 1 on the inning, but still with a 6-run lead, this game is looking quite in the bag for the Muscles. Wario gets swapped in for King K. Rool. Makes sense as King K. Rool is running out of steam. And that's going to be a quick out as a great jumping grab from Blue Pianta. Showing off that athleticism. Blooper now. Going to be looking off that first pitch. Start pitch coming out from Wario here. And that ball will be hit into left field, and Monty Mole will just barely make the play there, which means we are 2 outs already. Can Toadette find her way onto base? No, she cannot, as that is a ground out to Paragoomba, and that is another 3 up, 3 down for the Monarchs. Muscles coming up to the plate again at the bottom of their order here. And we will see Birdo finally getting swapped out as that exhaustion is getting to her, which means Baby Peach is the new pitcher. Monty Mole going to try and get something going here, but a ball is going to come from that first pitch. Another pitch coming out. The POW will secure Monty Mole onto base. That is wonderful work done from Paragoomba with that item throw. Paragoomba going to follow this up at the plate. Going to try and find a way to advance Monty Mole to second. It's going to charge again, and he will make solid contact just over top of Green Guy's head, and that's going to get all the way out to center field, which means Monty Mole can actually advance all the way to third. King Boo now up at the plate, trying to find a way to get an RBI here. That slow pitch coming through from Baby Peach will find that first strike. And another curve painting the edge of the zone will find a second strike. Strikeout potential here, but we'll throw one right down the middle, and King Boo, will take full advantage, finding himself a double. A buddy throw coming out, which means that Paragoomba is going to be thrown out at home. But no, he will make his way back to third. Another blunder from this Monarchs lineup, as they are full of mistakes today, which means King K. Rool up to the plate with 2 on, and he's going to crush another one, as he's already done twice this game. Is this ball going to be caught? Yes, it will. That should be a sac fly, though, as Paragoomba's going home, and that's going to be another run. We're up 8 now for the Muscles. Celebrations in the outfield, but in reality, it's not what you needed to see, and Toadette's going to be swapped in for Baby Peach at the mound. The pitching order is just being ran through right now as Critter crushes one to deep left field, and it's going to be caught easily by Sabrina Carpenter on that buddy jump. King Boo still sitting at second, waiting for an opportunity to try and make a run home, but he's not going to get it yet. We do have Blue Pianta coming up to the mound here, or coming up to the plate here, with an opportunity to send King Boo home, and he might just do that, as that ball is crushed to center field, but it's going to fall just short of the wall, which means that should be it for the inning, as Sabrina Carpenter makes another simple grab to close out the inning. Once again, though, giving up 2 runs, that means this game is falling more and more out of hand, as the Monarchs are still unable to get a run on the board. We might see that change here in the bottom of the 5th. Pink Yoshi up to the plate, trying to get anything going for this Monarchs roster, as he does not find his way onto the plate, as Monty Mole makes another nice grab to find that first out. Baby Peach now going to hit one right up the middle, and Yellow Guy is going to get there just in time to find the out, and that will be 2 outs already on the inning. We're back to the top of the order here for the Monarchs. Star pitch coming out from Wario, and we will see Sabrina Carpenter be tracing the wrong ball there, which means that will find a strike, but she will follow that up with a single. She's been left on base a couple times now with a double play earlier from Peach. Will Peach be able to capitalize this time? Looking off a nice hittable pitch down the middle, and that will be a ball coming out, as Wario unable to paint the edge of the zone there, and that will be quickly gobbled up by Green Critter to close out the inning, as Peach is unable to find her way onto base again. Wario once again up to the plate. He's done great work so far this game with a couple hits already. And Wario looking off a ball there. 1-1 in the count. 1-2 now as another pitch goes slightly wide from Toadette. And that's going to do it again, as it's now 1-3 on the mound. We're going to see a pre-charge here from Wario, and he's going to hit one here without thinking twice about it, and that will find his another hit already, and that will get him on to first, as Queen Liz comes up to try and extend the streak here. And a bobble coming out from Green Guy will do just that, as Wario finds his way to second despite getting hit up by that fireball. Yellow Guy following this up with 2 runners on, another opportunity to get something done here. And he will instead throw a double play ball as Queen Liz safely makes her way back to first, preventing the triple play, but still not what you want to see from the Monarchs, as they're giving up hits left and right and unable to put anything on the board. Monty Mole's going to crush one into left field. The Pav's going to come out here. That's going to mean he should get a free double, and Queen Liz is going to advance all the way to third, which means we have another great RBI chance for Paragoomba, who's been amazing with the item usage. I just want to point that out today. And will find an RBI single. That brings the run differential to 9. Will we see another 13 run difference by the end of this game? That is a great question that I'm dying to know the answer to. King Boo's going to charge and not get the shot there. This is a pickoff attempt at first. It's not going to happen. King Boo's going to crush one out to right field. Will the POW come in time to take away the buddy jump? No, it will not. Sabrina Carpenter makes the grab to close out the inning. And we are sitting at a 9-run lead for the Muscles. Green guy up to start out the inning. Will he be able to find his way on the base? Start pitch comes out from Wario. Green guy is going to swing and miss on that one as he's tracing the wrong ball there. But it will follow that up with good contact. A nice sliding grab from Paragoomba, which will find the first out of the inning. Birdo's going to have to find a way to make anything happen here to try and get a singular run on the board. And she may just do that as that ball is crushed to the outfield but grabbed by Queen Liz at the very height of that buddy jump to take away any chance at a run here. And we are still potentially looking down at another donut. Blue guy here charging, not going to be able to swing there as he looks that one off. He's going to charge again, and he's going to crush one to left field, but it should go right to Monty Mole, who will safely clean that up, and that's another 3 up, 3 down for the Muscles. One more inning remaining in this game, and King K. Rool is up to bat again. King K. Rool is going to crush another one, and that's looking like it might just be gone again. That's over the top of Sabrina Carpenter on the buddy jump, and that's a third solo shot for King K. Rool. Amazing game from him so far. I want to point that out there. This guy has been superb with 3 homers on the day. Critter trying to follow this up at least again. And he will swing and miss on that second pitch. Toadette's still at the mound. That ball is fouled off by Critter. And a nice jumping grab from Peach to try and minimize the damage, but it may just be too little too late. Not may, it will be too little too late. Blue Pianta's going to find his way onto base again for the however many at the time, as this game is just another wipe. Wario will once again find his way onto base as well, and that means we have 2 runners on for Queen Liz. Queen Liz has had a superb game so far, getting so much done on the offensive end, and that is going to continue this streak as Blue Pianta is going to make his way home. Runners on first and third. Toadette is running out of steam with only 1 out on the board, which means Yellow Guy has a great opportunity to make this a 12-run game. And he will do just that. The POW's coming out to central field, but it will not get anything done. Wario chose not to run, which means the bases are loaded for Monty Mole, and Toadette's coming out of the game. That puts Blooper up to the mound. Blooper has some odd pitches, but that ball will find its way through. Wario didn't run in time, which means he's getting thrown out at home, and the bases are still loaded. I don't understand what Wario's doing. He's missing a great opportunity to try and extend this lead to 13 so we can keep the streak alive, a 13 differential in games. Blooper's going to throw a crazy start pitch up, and Paragoomba will say, screw you, I'm still hitting it, and that will score another run. We are now at a 12-0 differential. King Boo coming up to the plate. 2 outs on the board, though. He will look off a nice strike down the middle. May regret that one if he has the chance, but He will instead crush one to right field, and that's going to be another RBI scored. And that ball is missed, thrown as a 2 more runs score, and now we are at 14-0. King K. Rool up for the second time this inning. He already has a homer in the inning. Can he do it again? Probably not another homer, but he will find his way onto base. And because of that fireball, the buddy pass will not connect, which means he's going to get another 2 RBI single as the run differential goes to 16. 16. Hey guys, do you remember that moment earlier today where let's just say let's okay, this ball's hit foul by Critter here, but let's go all the way back up here in the chat. Where was this moment? 2 runners on, and the streak is still going. Blue Pianta comes up. And that will finally do it for the inning. I am amazed. Blooper's going to try and find his way onto base, but he will get thrown out at first as he grounded one to third. Pink Yoshi here trying to find a way to keep this game alive, but there is no chance that they are going to be able to come back in this one, as despite having 2 runners on, this game is looking so far out of reach. Baby Peach with an opportunity to cut the run to 13 if she can hit a homer. She will not do that, and runners didn't go in time, which means there is a second out. However, Toadette will find her way to third, and we still have an opportunity for Sabrina Carpenter to hit a 3-run shot and find a way to close this gap to 13. But let's be honest, this game is so far out of reach. She will hit one, but it'll go straight to Paragoomba, and that will be the ball game. Hey guys, do we want to talk about what John said earlier? Personally, I want to talk about John making a statement about how badly he was yet to lose. I'm trying to remember the exact quote, but I'm kind of blanking. Clip it, chat. No, it wasn't there. Oh, yeah, okay, so Mob said that isn't John's team dog shit after John proceeded to shit talk Mob for giving up 14 runs? Well, here we are a few games later, and John's team has given up 16 and not scored. King K. Rool and Queen Liz are sharing the MVP this game. We're going to take a look at the box score here. 170, 170. Paragoomba had 100. 70 for Critter, 70 for Wario. This game was a stomp. The only well-performing player was Sabrina Carpenter. I don't even feel like I have to talk about this one. I feel like there's nothing to even say. I mean, yeah, owner's curse. John said at 10-0, at least it wasn't the worst loss of the day. Well, about that, buddy, I don't know. You may have to have a stern talking to for your lineup, Because this was bad. 16-0. Yes, you can see the box score for your team again. 1 second, I'll pull that back up for you. Your team's box score was absolutely fucking nasty, as you absolutely bullied him. What are the rules for trades? It's pretty straightforward. There's a trade deadline at the end of the or before the 8th game starts, so halfway through the season. Trades are always welcome, and you're allowed 2 opportunities where you can drop players for free agents and pick them up instead, and all of that has to happen before week 8. Yeah, I mean, Queen Liz went crazy. So did K. Rule. I don't know if you were watching that whole game, Aiden. K. Rule had, was it 3 home runs? And then more RBIs. I think he was 5 for 5 from batting. I mean, it's just an absurd game. I'm honestly, I don't know about you guys, as much as I like seeing runs scored, I'd like games to be close. Okay, we had one great game to start out the day. I loved it. And then we had 13-0, 16-3, 16-0. I want to see some close games, guys. Okay, I don't know about you guys. That is not what I'm happy about. But I mean, yeah, I mean, last week had closer games. Hopefully the next time we get these lineups going, they're able to get, I mean, a closer game, because frankly, this was a painful day to cast. I was getting bored after the fucking fireballs demolished the monsters. No, draft was not rigged. Okay, I want to throw that out there real quick. Everybody had equal opportunity in the draft. If people drafted a bad team, entirely on them. And yes, John's team was the worst team by far these last couple weeks. I don't want to hang around and talk too much about this week. I'm running out of gas after watching those last 3 blowouts. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but you did lose 8-2. But yeah, fair enough. It wasn't a terrible week 1. Either way, thank you very much for tuning in and watching this game day for the McGee's Super Slugger League. I had a great time, and I hope that game day 3, let's say game day 3, because I don't know if it'll be next week or this week, will be more entertaining. Yeah. So thank you for tuning in.